Arca Bulls family, hello everybody. My goodness, good evening. I know I have some people really struggling to stay awake right now. I know that we are absolutely in the late nights right now, you guys. I will try to adjust the schedule as we move forward, but guys, thank you everybody for stopping by. Let me get some A's in the chat if you can hear your boy Arca speak already. Let me get those A's in the chat, my team. A's. Let's go ahead and greet the chat. Who has come in so far? Good vibes. How you doing? E, what's up? Karen Harkins saying, yay. Thank you, Karen, for all your support. I remember your messages. Safe pop culture. What's up, man? Don Hilbert, good to see you guys here. Good vibes. Majed, what's up, man? Kexodus, how you doing? M9, Chase Cross, have a good night, man. I'm not sure if you're still in here, but it's all good. Joe H, my dude, the very man, the very himself person. My bro, I love you. Joe H, don't let anybody tell you different. Thanks for all your support, my dude. Really appreciate you guys. KYP, what's up with you? Why are we looking at Mullen, you guys? Well, I have some things to talk about. But first, please, everybody, make sure to say hello to the moderators. Moderator Samantha, Moderator Hound. Thank you so much for your assistance. You guys can't tell you how much I appreciate you. Tony Rodriguez, how you doing? T Wood. Oh man, Wacky Cat, how you doing? Lone Wolf, man, always good to have you guys here. Mr. J coming in with a very nice donation. Good evening, all. A couple days ago, FWBI was mentioned. Can you take a look, Arca? Absolutely, Mr. J. So what's the real deal with FWBI? And I think that's actually what Don Hilbert was talking about. He said HWBI, but I think it's FWBI. Don Hilbert, make sure to comment and say that yes, it is FWBI that you're looking at, because if that's the case, Mr. J, I have it on the list, and we're gonna go ahead and get that looked over for you as well. I see a lot of suggestions already coming in. I see Fern5, what's up, DJ? Yeah, I see a lot of suggestions coming in already. Lots of interesting plays, right? A lot of things have been moving through the markets in a very interesting manner. So I know that a lot of people were making some pretty good cash on that BBBY play. Oh my goodness, man, that thing was just ripping, wasn't it, right? Oh my goodness. Edwin, what's up? What's up? Chris Martin, how you doing? Miss L, oh, thank you so much for stopping by. Really happy to see everybody in here, you guys. I love the community. I love that we can spend some time together, even though there's always that there's always this time gap, right? But I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. GSUN definitely in the list. We'll go ahead and take a look at those things, of course, you guys. So Sticky Icky B, what's up, man? Happy to have you here, my bro. Lil Red Chevelle, how you doing? So you're talking about HOWL. What is up with HOWL, man? What is up with it? Are we winning? Are we losing? Let me know the tea. Spill the tea onto the boy Arca, and I would love to take a look at it for you as well. So Little Red Chevelle, is that really your car? You have a Chevelle? Is that the classic? Oh my goodness, you got a big block in there, or what's going down? Oh my goodness. So yes, KYP coming in really nice with that. Hit the like button, please, you guys. If you are new to the chat, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. This way we can continue getting some more audience, a bigger audience, right? Samantha and Hound, what's up? I love you guys in here. Thank you for stopping by. You guys, I know I released a pretty intense video on GTII, and I can't even tell you if anybody has already seen. Lil Red Chevelle, 1971, small block 350, still very cool, very cool. Roberto, what's up, man? Oh, and I definitely see Soros, and how you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by, my dude, my main dude. All right. So I know we're gonna get this the thing started shortly, you guys. We just want to make sure that we can get some more people up in the chat, right? So we can spread some of that good information. But yeah, anyway, going back to what I was saying, you guys. I know I released a pretty intense video today on that GTII, but trust me when I say, my goodness, I was getting all these crazy comments. But Miss L, thank you so much for that very kind donation. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. You guys are too kind. I don't know what I would do without you guys, right? Sorensen saying, I think I can talk here. Only banned from Discord. Chart Chase, I'm a bot. No. I know that Sorensen is not a bot. Somebody, no, he definitely can speak here. What the heck is going on? You guys, actually, this reminds me of something. Someone said yesterday on my Twitter, or today, someone said earlier today, maybe a couple hours, they said, Arca, I'm fearing that you want my phone number, right? So, and I'm like, no, I definitely do not want your phone number, right? So I assumed that they were referring to, I think it was I forgot the Twitter handle, but it was literally just a couple hours ago. And I replied to them saying, no, that's definitely not the case whatsoever, you guys. It's so Discord strongly recommends or strongly urges for us to maintain this crazy strict thing on top of it that's literally limiting so many of my original people already. And they're suggesting this is because the server has become so large already, and it's already way above 1,000 people, and that becomes, I start to get a little more vulnerable to attacks and to raids, right? So I don't want to put anybody at risk, you know, you guys. And there was a lot of backlash with that alongside GTII, which is kind of the reason why I released that video in the aggression in which I did, which I apologize to, guys. Please don't take it that way. Don't take it like me being mad at people. I'm just I'm a little confused over how someone could express their honest opinions about what can happen in the markets and what could happen in the plays, and still get backlash and still get called all these names and all this pressure being applied, right? So again, you guys, if I offended you in any way, please accept my apology here live right now, right? So just know that I mean the best, and that type of sass is probably going to end with that video as well, you guys, as I actually do not like to feel that way. I don't like to be in this, you know, this negative space, right? You guys know how it is, man. How it comes up in here. WV, how you doing, man? So yeah, Optimal ITV, how you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by. Trump's mustache, thank you for stopping by. Mr. Levitt's all good. But yeah, man, yeah, he said don't sweat it. 99% of us are with you. That's quite the ratio there, man. That would be my absolute dream, right? As I don't think 99% is there, but it's okay. It's okay, you guys. The ones who know absolutely know that I don't mean any harm, and I absolutely don't mean to you know, I don't want anybody to lose money. That's not the case here, you guys. I've been, over the last like few hours, I've been accused of being this pumper and being paid by short sellers and all kinds of weird things, man. And man, I wish that they would even consider me to do that, right? Like I have no pull like that, you guys, for real. I mean, look at the chat right now, you guys. This is very cool. We already have 71 people in the chat, but that is a clear indication that I don't have the pull to make the markets move whatsoever, guys. Trust me, if you were to just see my bankroll, you'll understand that there's no way I can make that happen. All right, Abner Cruz, what's up, my dude? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that donation, my friend. That means so much. Can't tell you how much that means, you guys. But yeah, you guys. Also, yeah. So that's about it with that GTII crazy video, right, man? So if you guys haven't already seen that video, then you know, maybe don't watch it if you're sensitive to being offended, right? But I was trying to be as passive as I could be. But that's it with the GTII video, you guys. Just what I wanted to talk to you guys about is actually very particular to tomorrow's trading day. Okay, so tomorrow we are expecting CPI data to be released. Okay, so please remember that the last CPI expectations for the broader markets were actually a 7. I think they were maybe a point less, and then we came down to 2 points under that. I think it was 7.4 to 7.4, right, to about 7.2. So now from that CPI release of 7.2, the expectations are sitting at about 6.5 from 7.2. A lot of people don't think that's going to happen. Okay, so what I'm talking to you about is particular to things like Mullen, to things like AMC, like the broader markets, you know, the SPY, it's literally pumping into the anticipation of this news, meaning that, you know, the markets already see this as a pretty good thing, you know. So if we're pumping this hard and we come, we bring the CPI to about what? Let's just say that the expectation is 6.5, but if we come down to say 6.6, the markets will sell off, right? If we come down to 6.7 or 6.8, the markets will sell off even greater. But if we come in at 7.1 or you know, from the 7.2 where we are, right? So yeah, Dudo is saying CPI more than 6.6. Lillian, what's up? Thank you so much. That's a very, very, very kind of you. And I know that we were talking about one of your losing positions, so that's incredibly kind of you. I didn't expect that from you, but Lillian is saying, Lil All Natural is saying, Arca, thank you so much for the great call on KALA. It went down exactly the way you said it would, and $1 cost. Okay, so you cost averaged out today. Okay, good. So thank you again. I really appreciate you. Absolutely, Lillian. And I'm happy you're putting it like that in the comments so that the chat can actually see that I'm really not trying to express some way of somebody losing money. I'm not trying to get you to lose money whatsoever, you guys. In fact, I'm not your typical influencer, okay? So I guess I'm considered that influencer now because of the amount of attention that I've gotten out of nowhere. But if for those of you who are new to the chat, first of all, hit the like button, right? But for those of you who know, you know. I started this thing 6 months ago, you know, in Twitter. I wasn't even on YouTube. And I really just wanted to back my thesis. I wanted somebody to look at my analysis and say or add or contribute to it or something. I just wanted that, you know. And I actually never got to speak to anybody about that analysis. In fact, all of you became the validators of that thesis, and I couldn't be more thankful, you know. So, and with that actually came this attention. So this is why you see me react the way I do and the way I talk to you guys and express my information, is because I never ever started this in hopes to become like this rich guy out of YouTube and being this YouTuber and influencer and going to the TikTok parties. Like, no, guys, I have a family. I have my daughter. I have my son. I have a wife. You know, we're here at home. Like, I'm very much a normal dude. And I mean well for people who also have families, okay? So if you guys are under the impression, if any of you here in the chat are under the impression that I'm some type of pumper and I'm working with short sellers, guys, please remove that from your brains. I'm not that whatsoever, okay, you guys? So just know that for a fact. So going back to that, absolutely, Philip saying thank you, Arca. You're absolutely welcome. And Lillian, please let me know if there's anything I can look into for you, as I will be more than happy to include it into the list. DJ, I already have ACER already in the list. Okay, so I'll try to squeeze in INM as well. Okay, you guys. So, but yeah. Anyway, back to the CPI data. Please remember this. Okay, E, what up? So please remember that tomorrow we're going to be releasing that CPI, okay? So if we come in anywhere above 6.5, we are going to literally capitulate, okay? But remember, we're at 7.2, okay? We're at 7.2 right now, and the expectations are coming down to, what did they say? They said 6.5. That's enormous, okay? I honestly, personally, I don't know. I'm not a macro economist or anything like that. I don't study macroeconomy, first of all, but seeing how the Fed is talking to us, seeing how Fed Bullard is speaking, and how Jerome Powell is saying that it's too early for this, it's too early for that, that's a pretty good sign, you know, that we are probably still going to continue rate hiking the way we should, and the CPI data is not going to reflect that 6.5. So please don't take this as any type of financial advice, because we do have to watch out for what's going to happen tomorrow. Because I've been covering Mullen so much, you know, it's particular to Mullen too, because if we're looking at Mullen and this thing just happens to release the CPI data that we don't want to, there is the possibility that Mullen can actually still pump to the upside just a little bit. I'm talking about between the areas of about 44.18 to about 42.91. This is a clear indication of the broader markets right now. Mullen is showing it to us. Okay, so if it does do that, that means that this is our overall take profit in Mullen, right? So then if this actually gets if we get that bad the CPI data, this thing will essentially top out at about 47 cents and then capitulate, making our play literally what we were talking about. Okay, so this is already overextended. All right, you guys, so be very careful here. Be very careful, because Mullen would be one of those that can actually essentially just kind of come down. All right, you guys, be very, very careful. All right, anyway, let's see what the chat is saying. But yes, please remember about the CPI tomorrow. You guys, a lot of people close their positions today. Okay, a lot of people close their positions today so that they can remove the risk from tomorrow's pretty much a gamble. Okay, so you don't want to be caught bag holding here. My opinion of this going down or up has nothing to do with you guys. Okay, please make sure that it's just take it with just a grain of salt, you guys. Okay, because I don't necessarily think that we can drop from 7.2 to below 6.5. That's insane, right? So, but that doesn't mean that I don't have way smarter people in the chat right now that can validate that. Okay, you guys, so know that that's a very dangerous thing happening right here. So Sorensen, how you doing? So he's saying, I would like to understand how extremely low volume days GTII curves the indicators or the tendency. So, and then you follow along by saying directional tendency, any ticker works, just very low volume today. Yes, Sorensen, that is absolutely right. We're getting, I mean, I did indicate in my last video that we were going to be trading, you know, like semi-sideways, right? So, and that's you have to look at it in a larger time frame. When you're looking at it in about a 3-day time frame, I mean, that candle barely moves, you know? So in this like, for example, here, right? So we, you know, this was the range that we were trading at yesterday. I'm sorry, in the previous 3 days, meaning that it ended on Friday the 6th, right? So in this case, we can see that we were trading up and down and up and down, and we're still trading within that range here. Okay, so this downward pump, and then when we go back up, we'll pressure the indicators a little bit down, but then when it comes back up, it can't breathe too much. So then when it comes back down again, since we're in the already bearish control area, it's gonna pump it down again, and then it recovers, and then it breathes again towards the downside, and then it recovers. So then the indicators pressure lower and lower and lower along the same candle and the same range. So that's something that we do have to pay attention to, okay? But in doing so, then the professional traders start seeing that, oh, well, our RSI is now starting to pivot towards the downside because of all this pressure. So that is literally how this happens. So then they see the indicator facing towards the downside. That gives the green light for the shorter term time frame short sellers or short bias traders to open up that position and sell it off to the next relevant area, because we have short sellers that are playing the ranges in the short term, in the immediate short term. We have medium and longer term short sellers, which are usually the MMs and the institutions, right? So the short sellers that are playing this are literally pumping it up and down while the longs are still in anticipation of an upside move. But if we're not looking at this, you know, very basic and very credible formation, which is a right angled triangle or a descending triangle, as many call, then you know, we can absolutely get trapped. You know what? And this thing will trade all the way down into the range of this and do this wave of motion, right? And in doing so, actually, that would be great if this thing can actually just, I know this is hard to say, guys, but please don't take it in any offense, okay? But if this thing actually were to start showing downside like heavily and starting to capitulate harder, that means that our momentum indicator would then start to continue this pivot harder and harder towards the downside with that pressure over and over and over and over again until we reset the conditions one more time for that statistical upside. With higher volatility, it means that we're going to peak again into the 100% of the critical volatility in BBWP, since we're already up here. You know, so if this thing just capitulates, this would essentially just ride up and start printing these 3-day bars again, and our momentum would essentially reset all over again, and then we have that upside move. Okay, so if that happens, we would then be looking at the breakout at about 70 to 75%, which is very close. We're at about 65% right now. Okay, just a couple more candles here and we're at 70. So if that happens, when we reach that 70% zone, the likelihood of breaking out per the regular playbook rules of this formation, then that upside would then have a lot of confluence with not only the take profit of how you trade this triangle, which is like this, okay? You take a trend line from the hypotenuse of the triangle right up here, all the way to the bottom, and then you apply it to the supposed area of breakout, okay? So if that was the area, we apply it right over here, and guess what it has? It has the similar target of our statistical upside, and it's literally to 3,000%, about 18 bucks. So that's to tell you the truth, I would actually love, you know, to see my account in negative. I'm just playing this. However, because whatever, you know, I'm down right now. What, like maybe 8%, 9%. Remember, I started my position like, you know, when we were already like down here-ish, right? So. And I'm sorry, no, actually, right over here is where I started my position in this candle somewhere. It might have been towards the top of it when I got that confirmation upon this momentum. So yeah, if you can actually see this the candle from where the pivot started, it's right here. So I actually ended up purchasing here, and we're just down below, so I'm about 8% down. I don't care, you guys. I'm gonna get, if I can choose, I can just get stopped out at that 10% and it'll all be good. But yeah, so this can actually be traded in this range here and then imply that breakout. So then we have oh my goodness, so then we have a lot of confluence like that. We want to find confluence within the targets that we're finding, okay? Because how is that possible that this triangle is suggesting the same target that the statistical back is suggesting? You know, that's incredible. That's a lot of confluence. So that's not to say that it's going to go there, okay? So what it is going to say is that upon that criteria being met, we can absolutely rip to the upside. You know what I mean? And then from there we'll move how we will, you know, because when I fired the signal, we moved about over 250%, but you know, from the 45 bottom, it was a 353% rise, okay? So that's fair. That is not bad at all. You know what I mean? So there is the potential to where we can do that once again, but except in this area here, we weren't riding a triangle. This was dead a statistical play. Okay, so now imagine that we're down here and then finding the confluence of not only the triangle, but statistics and then the Fibonacci's. Oh my goodness, that feeds into the psychology. Okay, you guys, so be very careful with how we trade things. I hope that I did answer that question for you, good source, and I absolutely appreciate you stopping by. I love that you're here with us, okay? So we're just waiting for a couple people to step into the chat, so then we're gonna go ahead and look at some very important tickers. Let's go ahead and go over some of those tickers right now, you guys. So we have CTMX coming up first from actually the last live ticker that we were talking about. I'm sorry, that we did. Was it on Thursday? I think it was on Monday. It was on Thursday maybe. So yeah, we left off with saying that David Parr and JK, you know, we're going to be rescued here in the beginning of this session. So yeah, we're looking at CTMX as the number one ticker. We have NWBO, we have ACER, FWBI, we have ATNF, GSUN. I hear a lot about that GSUN, you guys. Let me know what's going on with that. And ticker symbol HOWL. So that's what we have thus far. I know that a lot of people are actually trying to see what's going on with AMC, so we can absolutely add that into the space here. So I actually just wanted to talk to you guys about very sensitive things within GTII and Mullen, right? So that's what I'm looking at for both of those, you guys. So be very cautious tomorrow, okay? Oh, Stick Vicious. Stick Vicious, very nice donation, man. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. Stick Vicious says, you don't need to defend, my friend. You be you. F them. So F them opinionated fools that feel threatened by your skills. We love you, and I love you guys right back, man. Thank you guys so much. That really means a lot, my friend. I can't tell you how much your donation means to me. I really appreciate that. So, yes, Cal L, what's up? Everybody say, what's up, Cal? Oh, my goodness. Jordan, what is up? Yes, we do have ATNF on the list already, so this is very good. So, Santiago Rojas asking me, what's going on with BBBY? Man, is that... What I can say is that the last time I saw BBBY, it was a few weeks ago, and I actually put up a thread on it. I think actually a couple months ago, and I put up a thread on it on Twitter, and I said on Twitter that, you guys, this is the third test of the broadening descending wedge. My goodness, you guys, if you already know what happens after the third test of the broadening descending wedge on the resistance, guys, please let me know what happens on the chat. If you already know, let me know what happens after the third test of resistance and a broadening descending wedge. Let me know right now in the chat what happens and where are we in BBBY. Very interesting times here. That's right. E coming in with capitulation. Absolutely, man. So that is literally what happened with BBBY. We actually touched that third test months ago. It capitulated all the way until literally about a day or two ago, where we're now just starting the rip. So it's funny. It's really funny that like it was already in anticipation of something happening in the future fundamentally, right? So how were we able to even know? There is no way in this good earth that I would ever be able to tell you that they were going to go into some potential bankruptcy and whatever else that they're doing. Guys, there's no way I can say that. But what I can tell you is that the anxiety behind the ticker itself was already present, and it was already showing in the price action. But for what? I don't know. I can't tell you months ago that it was going to be for some type of a bankruptcy. No way I could ever tell you guys. Okay. So Cal L saying hi, Arcables. Hello, my bro. So yeah. So I mean, if you guys are very curious just to see it, you know, we don't actually have to go over it, as we do have kind of a large list to go over. But just real quick, please, you guys, please take a look at this. Very curious things here. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong chart. But I tried to clean it up because it was a whole different color and everything. It was, I think it was the color white, right? So I had to change that. It's so blinding having that white chart, right? So no, wrong chart still. Oh my goodness. But yeah, you guys, I rode this thing to that top, to the third test, and it was actually after that dreaded cup and handle. It actually came through. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. We're just gonna go ahead and drop that a little bit. So this was so this is essentially it right here, you guys. I used to chart very differently. See how this is the color black it used because I had a white screen. But yeah, I think this was one of them. So we have test 1, 2, and this is our test number 3 right here. Huge fake out. Test number 4 definitely faked out too. And usually, remember, you guys, so that test number 5 is also a possibility. I'm getting a lot of good news. For BBBY. I think, were they saying that someone was gonna buy them out? Is that still the case? Or whoa, what's going on? Why did the music do that? Oh my goodness, guys, what a glitch. There we go. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. Thank you. I didn't the mouse actually got stuck on the volume and it actually took it all the way to the top. My goodness. I'm using one of those really ergonomic mice or mouse that has the huge ball to roll and it has the big 4 buttons around it, so that my wrist doesn't die when we're doing our thing. So that actually I don't know how it got stuck, but it did. Now the volume is down. We are good. So let's go back into this, you guys. So anyway, what I was saying is that, yeah, you can see that I was typing in black actually because it was on a white screen, right? So this is how you can see I had my notes right over here saying 1, 2, and this was our entire test number 3. We capitulated right into this huge weird triangle that we absolutely used as a form of support. And that fourth, this is actually going to be the future of the bull market right here, you guys, okay? What I want to tell you about this is actually something that we should touch on, okay? So this area here, this test number 4, I've seen it now starting to happen a couple times now. The fourth breakout is starting to get faked out. These are becoming these like bull traps, okay? So that means that in the future, our golden rule of 3 is essentially going to be invalidated, and it's going to be replaced by a golden rule of 4. Oh my goodness. But that's what we do, guys. The markets are ever evolving. They always change. One strategy working for a set of years or a year does not mean that it's going to work for the following year, okay? So all the magic that you are seeing right now from your boy Arca may very well come to an end where I'm going to start practicing a different strategy and you're going to catch a different type of Arca trading, okay? So that's what we're doing right now is particular to bear market, okay, you guys. So in this case, yeah, we've already touched down at that very lowest area. Actually, this is the epitome of a spring here. So we actually recouped very fast, considering we're on a 5-day iteration here. And also notice this volume coming in. It's been so flat for so very long, and then immediately we get this rip right here. Very good stuff for BBBY. I'm not entirely sure if this thing is going to continue to the upside, but since we are in that process of making that fifth actually breakout test, which is also not rare, but I'm just saying it's less. It has a less likelihood than the test number 4 so far, and still, okay. So right now we do know, we've already identified that the potential test number 4 or test number 5 are the true breakout points, okay. So 5-day chart is still suggesting massive upside. Oh my goodness, upside on the 12 hour still. Yeah, the BBBY still has room to go. Interesting stuff. Are you guys writing this? Expect a pullback though for tomorrow. Okay, BBBY will be pulling back pretty much to the lows of about $3.50 before accumulation. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it very light here because we have a list to go through, and I am also noticing the numbers are very small, so we can make them a little bit larger over here for our convenience, right? So BBBY absolutely has some interesting things happening. Pullback tomorrow. Very likely to last. Very likely to last only to the mid session, that pullback, before it continues to the upside. Okay, so be very careful with BBBY as it is showing promise. Okay, and if it does show promise, there is a huge resistance right over here at about $5.44. Watch out with that. All right, you guys. So yeah, let's go over the list one more time. Okay, so we are looking at ticker symbol CTMX, NWBO, ticker symbol ACER, FWBI, ATNF, GSUN. Very cool. I actually didn't look at the chat to see if anybody talked about GSUN just yet, as the music was just going insane. Sorry about that, you guys, by the way. That's how embarrassing. And HOWL and AMC, we're going to try to get all of those in tonight, you guys. Absolutely. Mark Roach, good to see you in here. Let's go back to the chat and see what's up. We have Jimmy Sams saying $80. Let's just go ahead and take a look at that, man. To be very honest with you, my all-time high so far is actually based on the traditional trading rules of a broadening descending wedge, and I can actually see right away that if we do follow that trading rule, 21.42 would essentially be that overall take profit. But trust me when I say that it will not reach there unless some type of psychological event happens, and it will not reach that unless we have some type of momentum and volatility buildup. So if we don't have any of those things in play, then it won't do that. But sentiment so far kind of wants that, right? So be very careful with that $80 thing. Guys, don't diamond hand things. Don't diamond hand risks like this, okay? A lot of the times when things capitulate like this, it's better for you to just run the trade from its capitulation to the upside, okay? As that's a very easy trade. But after that $21 target, the most obvious target here would actually be in between about $45 and about $53, okay, man? So that's not too far from your $80 guess, but just know that it is absolutely there. The high in our range, in our visible range right now, I'm talking about before the bear market, okay? Before we started capitulating in 2015, we're looking at an all-time high of $80.82, okay? So if we're basing it on an all-time high, that's a very aggressive way of thinking, okay? Definitely look at the range trading. If you are going to hold BBBY forever, you know, as a long term, then it probably doesn't matter where you're going to enter from here, right? But be very careful with that, Jimmy Sams. I want to make sure that you do make some money in the markets, my dude. Do not ever bag hold risky plays, okay? Sebastian Lim coming in very nice with a donation, my friend. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and try to squeeze them in, as I already have a pretty good list going, my brother. But good. Is it morning with you, Sebastian? What time is it, my bro? Cal L coming in with the orcas. Guys, if you haven't done so already, please make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and everything will be cool. All right, you guys. So KYP CLNV is actually something that I haven't released it, you guys. Oh my goodness. Today was a particularly difficult day, you guys. So I'll definitely try to get, I have a few tickers. So that only means that we're just going to have to scooch on by the tickers as fast as humanly possible, right? You're still in those plays, Sebastian? Very interesting, man. It's afternoon there. Exactly what time, man? Exactly what time is it in Singapore? I know that my friend here, Sebastian Lim, is coming all the way from across the world where I don't know anything. And yeah, I was supposed to release INM as well today, you guys. Oh my goodness, man. Just GTII and the haters taking over Arca's time. That is gonna be the last time that happens. Okay, we are not gonna let the haters take over our precious time here. Okay, you guys. So we are now looking like we've reached a pretty good amount of an audience here, and we're gonna be starting the analysis shortly. Okay, so Sebastian Lim saying it is 2:07 p.m. time for work. My goodness, bro, it is 10:07 p.m. for me and Mark Roach. Okay, so Mac, what's up, dude? So you're talking about ticker symbols CELU and B. Oh, you guys, why is everybody talking about BOR? That was that one that ran to the moon yesterday, right? Was that the one that just like continued forever and ever and ever, and it actually still showed strength? It was insane, that ticker, guys. Is anybody in that, and did it continue to the upside today? That's the real question here. Did it actually continue to the upside? Because ooh, my goodness, it was already super extended when I saw it yesterday, yesterday late afternoon. Mr. Zer coming in from Sweden, saying good morning from Sweden. Very cool, very cool. Man, thank you so much for stopping by, my bro. What time is it in Sweden? I'm very curious to know. Yeah, INM was the one I was supposed to release, guys. My apologies on that. Yeah, like I said, it's not going to happen again. Somebody mentioned something just earlier about, no, not Arca, not the orcas, not that. I was actually talking about something else, another ticker that somebody mentioned. I was, oh, yeah, CEOS, guys. I'm still going to be very, very transparent with you about that, okay? CEOS, I'm still looking for that entry at that, what was it, 192, I think it was. Yeah, it was right over here. Look at this. So that entry that I was looking for is still not there. Okay, I really want to look at it between 0201 or 0202 to about 0190. That is the play right there. If it does not meet, I'm not gonna play it. Like I don't care. It's gonna either do it or no. Okay, and this is a very important area here, is because I know that the candles are going to take a while in validating, in the process of validating our newly converted resistance into support. Okay, so that's my entry point here. If it doesn't do it, then it's not going to do it. Okay, so but it's still suggesting some downside coming in. Okay, you guys, so be very careful with that. CEOS is absolutely prepping that fifth test right now. See, this is another one that we were talking about in comparison to BBBY. Okay, we got that fake out on test number 4. Very nice fake out too. Okay, so test number 5 is now realizing, and that's very important to know and understand. Okay, but yeah, Sebastian Lim, I'm gonna go ahead and try and make sure that I can get to those, bro. But if I don't get to them today, I owe you one, my dude, and we will make sure to get to them regardless. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start kind of making a little bit of a serious face here. Let's start putting on those poker masks, right? Let's put on that poker face. So that we can make this thing. Which one? Oh, Don Hilbert is saying you said this was an A. No, that was it an A minus? So CEOS is prepping very nicely here. So if I see no reason why this thing wouldn't bounce from these areas here and essentially making that very nice upside for us, I wouldn't enter the trade unless it was something considerable here. Okay, so CEOS is still. Literally, this is what I'm waiting for right in here. And know for a fact also, guys, when I say it's an A+ trade, that does not mean I'm going to FOMO into it. Never. It's either going to meet my criteria or it's not, and I don't care, because there's always another opportunity. Okay, you guys? And you guys are so awesome bringing all these ticker suggestions every day. All of these tickers that we're going to cover today are probably going to give us an enormous opportunity. You know, Besso Amy, what's up? Good to see you. I'm sorry if I didn't catch you earlier. Okay, but now I see you here. But yeah, you guys, I'm being as transparent as I can with you. I'm not a financial advisor, okay? Just make sure to do your own DD. Everything will be cool. But entry between, again, one more time before we move on, okay? So it's going to be just 0190 is my bottom line entry, and 0202. So this range here, if it doesn't meet it and it just goes to the upside, then so be it, okay? But I'm not going to enter I'm not going to enter unless it does that, okay? I don't care how A+ the trade is. I will never chase that trade, okay? So make sure to identify your relevant areas of support and the grade of your trade, okay? So if this is absolutely a traditional setup right here, and this is very, very, very much by the book. Okay, so if it's going to meet it, then that means our upside is going to be very nice, and we're going to play a good play. Okay, you guys, but if it does not meet it, again, do not chase it. Do not ever chase your plays. Okay, be patient, and then things will look good. Another one that we were saying was an A+ trade. I think it was actually, I don't even remember which the last A+ trade, but you're saying, Don Hilbert, that I said it was an A-, or was it a B-? Because I usually go to a B- or a B+. But either way, yeah, you guys, that's CEOS. Let's go ahead and start off the analysis, and we're gonna look at CTMX. Okay, you guys. So that's a ticker of great importance in here. Okay, you guys. So let's see. So moderators, please look at the chat as I will try to get this thing on the roll over here. So, oh yeah, you know what? CTMX is already a preload. Very cool stuff. Okay, so if we can get, you know what? I'm gonna jot the time down right now because we're gonna officially start the analysis for CTMX at 10:13 p.m. And yeah, so just to kind of enlighten the new viewers. We've been writing this descending channel on CTMX for quite some time. It's already practicing the typical targets of the typical play of a golden rule of three tests of the resistance followed by a capitulation, and then the move to the upside in an attempt to actually breaking out on that true breakout test number 4. Okay, so it is looking like it's trying to do that. Okay, and a very interesting thing here is that it looks like it's printing this little bit of a bull flag over here, and it does have support from the SMA 10. Very curious that it is bouncing off of that right now. So that actually leads me to believe that there still may be upside to look into for this, and it is just a wave of which it is experiencing resistance from, particular from all this area here, dated from what? March to about April 2022. So we're facing all of this resistance here. That's typically why things stop like that, okay? So in order for us to validate that upside, let's just go ahead and open up our, did I run a statistics on this or no? Let's see. I don't think I've ran that stats just yet, but very good indication here. Please take a look at our volatility represented by this indicator BBWP. Volatility is absolutely maxed out right here, and now momentum is still suggesting an upside for the 12-hour. That is very curious, very good. Okay, I was expecting this to kind of come back down into this area as a form of reaccumulation, but it actually hasn't done so. So the psychology is making this actually continue to the upside, which is very cool. All right, so now let's just go ahead and look at the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so downside suggesting we may actually experience a little bit of a reaccumulation in the 12-hour, but let's just take a look at the other time frames and see what we have, okay? Because these bearish divergences may have already played out, and now, okay, so immediate short-term time frame suggesting upside. Let's go to the bi-hourly actually, and upside on the bi-hourly, very good stuff. It's very much in the border between the bull strength percentile and the bull weakness percentile. So usually that means we're going to face that upside fairly soon. So I know we have resistance here, and we're starting to use it as a type of regression here, but that's not always the case. Okay, so if it does load up enough longs wherever we are, or wherever it's going to come down to, the possibility of breaking through the moving average becomes greater. Okay, so now let's just look at the 6-hour and get that final bias. So so the 6-hour, the downside is starting in the sort of medium term time frame. So let's see when it could recover. When will it recover? Okay, so, oh, wow. All right, so CTMX is, I expect CTMX to consolidate and find some downside starting tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so maybe at the late session tomorrow, I can actually see CTMX starting to test some lower levels. We do have some support at the NOT 618 at about $2.59. Okay, so that is likely an area for us to come back down and potentially test. If we test the NOT 618 right here, the potential of coming into the NOT 786 is great as well, or in between them. Okay, so, but I do expect some sideways trading here for CTMX for literally the next maybe even a week or two, unless some type of psychological event takes over. Okay, so now I'm not exactly you know what, we can validate whatever this is right now. We can see how it's running in comparison to the broader markets. Okay, so let's just go ahead and load up. Let's see. Yeah, I want to just see it compared to the SPY. I'm very curious to see how it moves to the SPY. I know it shouldn't be in correlation, but a lot of the times the best traders in the world find correlation to try to get that the awesome trade. Okay, so if you can see here, the trade is absolutely following kind of what the SPY is doing. Okay, so it does have some correlation to the SPY, meaning that there are people or institutions that own CTMX that also have longs on SPY or shorts on SPY. Okay, so there is a sense of correlation here. So that means that if we do capitulate, this may actually realize to the downside, eventually filling the gap that I was talking about, and then finding the upside. Okay, so CTMX is at a bit of a risk right now, particular to the CPI data and all that stuff coming out tomorrow. I see it now. Okay, so I'm expressing some warning on this. Okay, so just make sure to watch your longs on this. Okay, because we can see an upside tomorrow, and I'm talking about from the earlier part of the day. So let's just refer back to our RSI, and I'll give you that once more. Let's see, particular to, we remembered the 30-minute was immediate, bi-hourly, still continuing to the upside, finding the resistance here, which we were already looking at. So which means that if we can actually I'm going to take a daily fib and give you guys that target. Okay, 6-hour is already making that happen. So yeah, potentially by the mid-session tomorrow, slightly after that mid-session, we can see the price action then move to the downside, right? So let's go to the daily and just get that target before we move on to the next ticker. Very, very, very good stuff here, you guys. All right, so we do have an inverse fib already from an overall range, but no, I'm going to take one more and do it from, let's see, from the previous day's swing high to the swing low today. Okay, so let's see the potentials. Okay, we're talking about some, I'm sorry, I was going to give you the upside for recovery first. Let's just do that. Let's do that. So, and we're going to do that per the swing high of the day to the swing low of the present day, right? So if we do see that upside coming in, let's load up the SMAs to see if we have some confluence, but no, of course not. Wow, everything is literally below us. Very good stuff, man. Even the SMA 10 crossing the 200. This is all bullish, but oof, if we do face a capitulation starting maybe the following day or the second day, this is likely an area to find that support, and it's already trying to tell us that it's going to cover that gap. So if we're down here, might as well touch the one spot 272 in the next few days. But the upside for the immediate short term, let's give you some ranges, okay, and see if we can salvage some of our wins, some of our longs thus far. Very, very interesting daily. This is a spinning top doji candle that usually presents indecision in the markets, which is very much in accordance to what's happening tomorrow with the macroeconomic data releases, okay, for the CPI. This is very much typical. We're probably going to see it throughout all the tickers, to be honest. I mean, I'm only saying if they are in sympathy to the broader markets. But the upside, we have the NOT 618 as a huge area of resistance. That's very important that we break it. Okay, so I'm thinking my highest target, you guys, this is very optimistic too. Okay, keep it in mind that it even may not reach this, okay? But I am thinking that we can see, let's see, the one spot 27. Did you see how that box just got stuck to my mouse? That's what happened with the volume earlier. That's literally what happened. The box just started to draw it. I know. That's what happened. Anyway, so the one spot 272 between $2.90 and the one spot 618 297. Okay, so if you guys already have some longs, I definitely see this thing facing the resistance here, and it's already creating these long wicks over here. Okay, so these long wicks are definitely not a good sign. You can see that the wicks are now daily wicks. Okay, they're starting to present newer lows, which usually mean that there's a break in market structure. Okay, so that's going to lead to the downside after some upside. Okay, so we're potentially going to end up printing maybe a 3 black crows type of a candle formation before it continues to the downside. Okay, so please look at the daily. It's already way overextended. Okay, so the recovery may not happen for literally a couple weeks. Okay, as this is actually trading in higher term time frames and is still respecting as such. This is the weekly chart creating a bull flag here. There is the potential to where we're doing this all over again before doing so again. Okay, so it's going to be a long process if CTMX is in the process of making a macro move to the upside. Okay, so this is particularly when we're going to have to be very, very patient along the movement of this price action here. Okay, so that is it for CTMX. Let's go ahead and move on to the next ticker. Safe Pop, that was all you, my bro. David, if you are in here, I don't know if guys, is David Parr in here? We need to make sure that we can check on his ticker. But if he's not, then we can make some room for the other tickers and make sure to move along. Somebody say, David, where you at, man? David Parr, are you in here? Because I'm going to start preparing other stuff so that we can look at it, okay? David, what's up, man? All right, good stuff, dude. I want to look into that NWBO for you, bro. Are you still in that? Are you still long that ticker? Are you shorting it? Or what is the deal? Don Hilbert, we are going to be looking at FWBI. Let's see. So we already did CTMX right now. We're about to start NWBO. We have ACER and then FWBI. Okay, my brother. So please stick around, and we're definitely going to look into that. Okay. So very curious. I have a whole setup over here for NWBO. Interesting. Okay. So let's see what it has. Let's see what it has for us. Okay, so interesting setup here. These tests, I don't like to usually see them like this, but it's still actually may suggest a continuation to the upside. Very interesting here. Practicing the golden rule of 3, of course, right? That's what we're talking about. So let's go ahead and now load up another chart here. I want to continue seeing what I looked at for NWBO, as I do have an extensive amount of analysis on it. So that means that I was very interested in what it's doing. So even the buy daily, okay, wow. So this was, of course, I don't think I've released it at all just yet, right, guys? But yeah, this is likely the reason why we're seeing the capitulation happen, is because we recently looked at that test 3. That happened in November 18th, 2022. All right, next chart, let's see. NWBO. Let's see. Plop. So you're gonna buy and hold this long term. I got you. Okay, so guys, this is the prime example of. Let me just make sure I can align these things just perfectly, as there is this. This is a typical setup. Okay, this is what I mean when we're riding an ascending channel. They are usually bearish. They usually are bearish. So we break out, we come back and test our immediate, I'm talking about the newly converted support into now resistance, and we test to the next relevant Fibonacci or geometrical target, which was near the 1.618. We catch it a little bit early so that we can leave the bag holders up here. Short sellers take it and then capitulate towards the downside. Okay, this is a typical setup. All right, you guys. So this is very important for me to tell you guys as we're moving, okay? But this is not the analysis just yet, okay? So I just want to make sure that we can look at the price action and where we are, and I will officially start it upon looking at this RSI setup for NWBO. But very, very good things popping up here so that I can pass on some knowledge to you guys, okay? So very cool deal. T Wood saying, Arca, transparent question on CEOS. If you have a cost of 256, think an exit can be you're talking about, yeah, when I mentioned that I was going to enter here between 0191 and about 0202, if you have a 0206, or what was it again? Let me see. 0256 entry, which is already still just a little bit below it. My main targets to exit from my position would actually be between the 2.618 at about 282 and about 264, and my upper target would be the 3.618 and which is about, let's see, 345 and about 326. But for my runners, which I'm going to leave about 25% in, I'm going to leave them to see if I can reach that 4 cent zone or the 547 at the take profit. Traditional trading rules per this broadening descending wedge. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for it, my dude. If you're curious about the exits that I'm looking at, but I'm being as transparent as I can be, and know that it's not financial advice, you guys. Of course, you already know, but you know that I have to always watch my back and say that just in case somebody tries to come in over here and sue something. I don't know. I don't even want to know what can be possible. But looking at the momentum for NWBO real quick. Wow, just sideways trading, huh? Okay, so let me go ahead and now start NWBO now that we have a whole picture. So that's going to be 10:27 p.m. for NWBO. Perfect. Okay. So like I said, you guys, this is very cool that we do have this. Oh, and this is a faked out test. Man, it's happening again. Guys, this is good that we're studying these tickers, okay? Very good that we're studying them. Please notice that this is, in fact, test number 4 breakout and bull trap, just like we were talking about in the earlier session, maybe what, like 20 minutes ago, even I think it was about 20 minutes ago, right? So yeah, that's what I'm essentially looking at, you guys. Test number 4 ended up being a bull trap, and now it may be in preparation for making that test number 5 true breakout. Okay, so that's absolutely not a guarantee in the macro perspective. It's more of a expectation in the macro perspective, but this is going to take a long time. Every single candle you see printed here is a 5-day iteration. It takes 5 days to complete one candle. Okay, so see, and for the man, it's so small down there. Let's get this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. And there we go. You can see that. Let's see. Oh no! Goodness gracious! I'm seeing a broadening ascending wedge in the macro here. And we may be actually prepping for an upside move in it. Okay, so are we catching this early? This is very important, you guys. Okay, so let's go to the 3-day and validate, because this is absolutely a broadening ascending wedge, and we are looking at it from here. Okay, so please see, this is actually something that I just found right now, and you are now able to see how I essentially chart some of these things. Okay, so oh goodness gracious! So it's not only forming it, but it actually is already in some type of risk. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying risk is because we have damn, it did it again. So we have that. Oh my goodness, 3. This was faked out. Okay, so no, this was a bull trap. We have test number 1 here of resistance, test number 2 of resistance, and this was a fake out again, and this was test number 3, followed by that capitulation. Okay, so this is going to be essentially the validation for a downside thesis without looking at momentum just yet. Okay, so this is literally how I chart, you guys. You're watching it as though you weren't here. Okay, so as though I was just charting by myself. This is literally how I do it, okay? So yeah, so we're looking at for sure a broadening ascending wedge upon test number 3, and usually that 3 would be that breakout point towards the downside, okay? So I mean, the movement here is very insane. The take profit for this broadening ascending wedge is located at about 60 cents, 60.15, so 6015. Okay, so now let's go ahead and validate this downside move with momentum, as there is a huge risk here. But I mean, it's not the downside. The lucky part here is that the downside is not so significant. You know, I mean, if I can just give you a percentage just in case you're curious. Okay, so from the current price action, capitulating down to this area, you're looking at about 17% loss, 17.43%. Okay, so that's it sucks. No, I mean, well, yeah, duh, it sucks. But I'm just saying that the potential may be here. So now let's go ahead and validate with momentum as well, because if we're looking at, what did I say, 60 cents? Wow. So look at this. This is how I start catching all the little nuances. 60 cents, 60.15. It's close enough. 60.18 is absolutely the bottom side of all of this range as well, including this confirmation test of the broadening, I'm sorry, of the descending channel. So there is, and also here as support, this is a huge resistance here. So there's a, oh man, yeah, this has been used very often, and it's likely that's why it's suggesting it down to here, is because this is a key support. The chances of breaking this are not great, but we can wick below it and recover and close a candle above it. So know that there's a difference between breaking the key support and actually just wicking down below it and recovering. Okay, it's not the same thing. All right, you guys. So that's why I think the ascending wedge is essentially demanding that we come back to about 60.15 or 60.18 to reaccumulate back for an upside move. Okay, so let's continue validating. Another thing, of course, is our ascending channel suggesting a continuation to the downside. Let's see if we can go ahead now and just into momentum and finish it off. 30-minute immediate short term. Looks like it's already pitched to the downside and about to fail our 14-day moving average represented by this pink line. Okay, so now the 6 hour, the bi-hourly, sorry, is suggesting sideways trading, but we've already crossed below that moving average. Know that there is still some downside here. It's very pensive, and I think it's due to tomorrow as well. Okay, sideways trading on that 6 hour, but notice the position that the RSI signal purple line is in. Let's just make it a little bit brighter so we can see, okay? So we'll just make it a little, actually a little thicker, and there you go. So you can see that we're right at the junction between the bear weakness and the bear strength. Usually that means that we're going to be pressured right into the downside. Okay, the distance between this and the 14-day simple moving average is huge. Okay, that's a long distance away. And since the moving average is in the deep areas of the bear strength percentile, likely to face the gravitational zone into the next area and failing this moving average. Okay, so very curious thing there. Okay, so daily time frame is also now starting to pivot towards the downside. Let me just go ahead and show you. See this? We're facing that resistance and using the 14-day moving average as that guide. Okay, so we just failed it again, and now we're in the deep areas of the bear weakness percentile. Downside is absolutely imminent, but when is it really downside, right? Let's see. Wow. Guys, this is gonna continue to the downside for a while, actually. So, and it's very much in accordance to what we're talking about within the macro space here. So this is a bi-daily chart, and for us to get down to this area here, there's going to be a lot of prerequisite. Okay, so meaning that as soon as we fail this thing right here, we're going to have to come back and test this as a newly converted support into then a resistance, followed by the capitulation back down to this. Like, man, if I can be honest, this is probably not going to recover until after maybe even, let's say, just in the earlier parts of March. So this has some recovery to do. This is going to take a while. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at for NWBO, and it's not suggesting any upside right now. It's just suggesting sideways to downside. Okay, so if you have longs already on this, consider maybe removing risk from the table, as this play is temporarily stale in my eyes, unless there is some type of catalyst, right? If there's a catalyst in play, then sure, this thing can actually make that upside move. That'd be cool, but thus far, no, I don't see it just yet, and it's actually trying to play out this ascending broadening wedge, usually to the downside. All right, so that is it for ticker symbol NWBO. Let's go ahead and move on to ticker symbol ACER. Abner Cruz, what's up, man? And I know a couple other people were actually suggesting for us to look at that ticker symbol ACER, right? So I don't think I have a load on that just yet. No, so let's go ahead and create a new chart. It's entirely okay. The iterations or the repetition behind me doing this over and over should actually serve as some type of clue for how you guys should start your analysis or get a type of inspiration from it, right? So ACER, let's see. Therapeutics, cool. Okay, so always I like to start in the daily. I want to just see how far this thing has traded, and it looks like it has a reputable amount of information. Okay, so it's coming down from, oh my goodness. Guys, what is up with that all-time high? This is 29,813. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. Okay, so we have been trading this from the earlier part of 2004. Very good stuff. Okay, so there is enough historical information here, but please take a look at here. The support that we found just recently, I'm talking about December 2nd was actually the support that we found in March 18th, 2020. Very curious stuff. Okay, so this thing looks like it's been riding macro scale descending channel, and that descending channel looks to be very, very apparent. I'll show you what I'm looking at with, through my eyes, right? So I think it may be something like this, actually. Let's see. And there we go. Actually, there we go. There we go. This is it right here. What I'm looking at when I create these channels, okay, you guys, if you're very curious as to how this happens, I'm looking at all of these touch pivots right here. I'm focusing on the opening, obviously the opening candle, and then I look for the confluence in the supports down here. Okay, so you can see all of these iterations, even this red one down here. Let me just zoom in just a little bit so you can see. And I actually forgot my glasses at my parents' house last night, so it's very hard for me to see this stuff right now. But it's cool. So yeah, the touches of this candle here alongside all of these in perfect alignment, right? So that's telling us that we're very much, I mean, the confirmation is here, that we're dead in this in this descending channel. Okay, so now the interesting thing here is that it's trying to break out on test number 3. And that's very hard to trust, okay? Especially since we're in the daily chart. This can easily create a huge bull trap, and it looks like the shorts are maybe starting to ladder attack this. This is a huge dead cat. It looks like what it's doing right now, okay? We're gonna validate the downside, but it looks like it may actually start doing something like this, okay? And then eventually coming back down to cover this tiny little gap down here. From, let's see, 165 to about 168. So yeah, I'm super squinting. You guys don't even know. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm essentially looking at right here, you guys. So this is very likely that third test, and let's just validate it. Let's validate it. Okay, let's load up our simple moving averages. And by the way, if you just heard me iterate over and over what I was talking about right here, I do this without momentum indicators, because I told you guys that the stochastic momentum, or the RSI, is usually how I understand if we're going to go up and down, right? And stochastic momentum has a hit rate of about 75 to 90%, which is awesome. So I tend not to look at my momentum first and gauge my entire discretionary side as my first bias to see if my intuition as a trader is in line with how the psychology is moving. Okay, so that's absolutely how I'm looking at this, you guys. I am looking at this because I want to know that I can understand the price and the psychology before my indicators, and that's a good way to practice, because it'll show you a new you. Okay, you're gonna understand your character behind how you look at the markets before indicators. Okay, so just literally just price action, raw price action, okay? And try to understand it that way. You don't have to create these silly formations. You can use demand and supply zones. You know, that's always good. All right, but in this case, I tend to use a lot of a systematic process, you know, so rules based. So 1, 2, 3 tests of that resistance. Let's validate now with momentum. Let's go ahead and see if we do have some downside or upside. Okay, so on the daily time frame, it looks like we do have some upside to go, but please notice this massive resistance, not only at the border between the bull weakness and the bull strength, but also right at that 14-day simple moving average, which is likely to fail it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open up the larger term time frames to see if there is a continuation to the downside. Fresh pivot to the downside on the 14-day simple. We are crossing into the upside right here, so we are likely to face some type of resistance soon. Okay, so let's go to the 3-day. 3-day. Oh my goodness. Okay. I hate it that I don't have this as a default already, but I will set this up so that you guys can see it. Okay. Even for the Crypstex holders, I'll make sure to update that as well. Okay. So I want to just zoom in super careful here so you can see that we're already failing the 14-day moving average, and it looks like we're going to fail. It looks like we're going to enter into that deep zone or the shallow zone of the bull strength. Okay, so when we enter this shallow zone, we're likely to find some resistance and then capitulate. As you can see, we're already starting to minimize that bull pressure. Okay, so let's go to the 5-day. And 5 days already losing that momentum towards the upside as well. Okay, so now we're going to look at the shorter term time frames and really gauge that bias. Okay, so let's go to the 30-minute and see what we have. So very much in alignment with the upper term time frame, suggesting that we have that upside first before we find that resistance, right? So 30-minute immediate short term, still suggesting upside. Let's go to the bi-hourly and see. Bi-hourly, yeah, still suggesting that upside as well, likely to be failed in the upper term time frames as we go. So 6 hours starting to show a little bit of weakness in that pivot. It's not as substantial as the 30-minute. Let's see, the 12-hour now. Okay, so there we go. The 12-hour is starting to show where that weakness may be found. Okay, and the daily. Man, okay. So yeah, this the upside for this is likely going to be a bull trap. Okay, so let me give that that range for you. So let's just see, 285 and 285 was the close. Perfect. Let's take a fib here. And oh man, the only reason this thing, okay. Here's another indication. Okay, you guys, we definitely never want to start to see these long wicks. Okay, these long wicks are showing weakness. Okay, they're showing the weakness for the buying pressure, and you can see that this thing already now for real failed that SMA 10 and then recovered it, and then now is printing this hammer candle. And I'm saying it's a bull trap because it's giving us indications towards the upside, but we have huge resistance in the upper term time frames. Okay, you guys, make sure to hit that like button, you guys, if you haven't done so already. But let's get that upside target first before we continue, and I will then tell you what can possibly happen. Okay, so if we're looking at an upside, I'm going to give you the best case scenario. Okay, and we can already see that the junction between these two candles right here could be an area of interest, which is already very close to the one spot 272 at $2.98. So let's go ahead and draw a range first, and I'm going to give you the more likely area that we can face resistance. Okay, so from about 295 to about the one spot 618, which shares a lot of support actually from all of these candles here. So when we have the supports landing just above the one spot 618, this area, then I would maybe suggest that the one spot 618 could be that area of take profit. Okay, because usually we tend to, if this is that area of resistance, right? Let's just go ahead and draw a line like this from all of those wicks right here. Okay, all of these wicks. Usually when we have this line here and not looking at the fib ratios, the take profit for people would be just slightly under that, you know, to ensure that you can make that upside. Okay, so just make sure to take profit early, and in this case, early is the one spot 618. But remember that I am telling you that the likelihood would be more favored towards the one spot 272 at about 298, where this box is. Okay, you guys. So now when you're facing the downside, likely it's going to be a bounce from this point down here. Okay, so it would be, let's see, and it would happen over the course of about 2 days. So this upside may happen during the entire trading session tomorrow, if not the following day. But then we would likely find a huge resistance here, and then this thing can actually start to go to the downside. Okay, I'm looking at an overall take profit target for the short term to about $2.06. Find a bounce over here, test the lows and test the lows of these candles right over here, followed by followed by just the recovery of the channel in respects to the golden rule of 3, where it's going to realize that eventual test number 3, right? And then we can just literally capitulate and start a downside movement here. Unless there is some type of psychological catalyst, this thing, I do not see that it has some type of recovery. You know what I mean? So in this point, I just see this as one massive bull trap. So don't fall for this trick, okay? Because this trick is very common. 1, 2, test 3, and then test 3 usually presents that biggest capitulation event. And yeah, so that is going to do it for ticker symbol ACER for my man Abner. Thank you so much for your donation, Abner. I really appreciate you. Cal L coming in with a donation too, my bro. Thank you so much. Cal, let me know if there's a, I know you mentioned the ticker. I actually mentioned you in the other live ticker that we did in the previous one, but I was trying to remember what ticker you were talking about for me to take a look at. But please feel free whenever you need me to take a look at a ticker. I would absolutely love to do so. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next ticker for Don Hilbert. Don Hilbert, I hope you're still here, my brother. So let's take a look at that. FWBI, as it is a very popular ticker. Let's see what it's got. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay, you guys, I know that I actually had a load for FWBI. Oh, it looks like it was one that we looked at on the live, but it's still good. It's still good. We can actually look at the analysis and see what we got. We'll see what we got in store, right? Very good deal. Very good deal. Thank you so much, Mark Roach. Mark Roach coming through with those times. I don't even know when I started this one, bro. It was actually I started this one at I'm just going to put that you said that I ended it at 10:46. That's chilling. All right. So, yeah, now FWBI will be the one. So, ATN, is it ATNF or ANTF? I forgot which one it was, but that one's right after this one, Lillian. So, we're definitely going to get into that one as well. So, yeah, let's FWBI. Wow, very cool price action here. Let me get rid of this stuff. And this one right over here. Okay, huge candle to the upside. But we don't like this. We definitely don't like when this happens, okay? We don't like printing these shooting stars and also printing shooting stars on a 5-day. Okay, and I tell you guys that I don't usually like to see candle. I don't like to practice candle analysis on. I mean, I'll practice it always, right? And even in the smaller time frames, like even 30-minute, even hourly, but preferably I like to see candle analysis in a minimum 12-hour and up, and that would be a stretch. But when we're talking about 5-day shooting star, it's like I have to give this a lot of weight. That this can continue to the downside. This 5-day iteration that we're in right now literally is hanging on by this SMA 10 support. Okay, so we're going to validate the upside and downside for this. So I can already see what's happening here. Very interesting 5-day read here, as we are still suggesting upside on momentum, but this is 5 days. Am I seeing this correctly? I think, guys, we are. Let's go to the daily and see what's going on in the daily. Okay. Yeah, this is bringing a little more clarity, right? So this is a descending channel again, and I can see why there is a downside suggestion in the more immediate short term. Okay, I'll show you what I'm looking at, of course. So it's I don't want to say that it's like that actually. Did we already try to make this breakout once? If we're trying to force oh, I see it. I think I see it. Hold on. If we're trying to force a formation here, it's never going to work like that, you guys. All right, so now let's adjust our formation and see if it actually is respecting our areas of support and resistance. Okay, the last thing I want to do is force it and then have us look at this like we lost because of you, Arca. Like, no, I don't want that to happen. Okay, you guys. So let's see. It's looking like it, but it's still feeling a little forced. Okay, so I just want to make sure that it is right. I know, Dawn, I actually did catch your email. I saw it, but I have. Oh, and Joe H too. Joe, I know I saw your email there too, my brother. I don't know if I responded, but I know that I haven't responded to Don Hilbert either. But that's this is in respects to you. Okay, you guys. Who else is charting along Arca besides me? No way. Are you Cal L? Are you charting alongside me, my bro? That is very cool, man. Yeah, you guys, make sure to have a logarithmic chart. Okay, down here in the bottom right. Let me make the mouse real big. Can I get big? Can I get big? There it is. Okay, down here at the bottom right, you can see that. Okay, good. Sorry, Joe. I know, man. I responded to like 400 messages. Take a look at that GTII video, bro. See how many comments there are on that. There's probably like 300 now or more. Yeah, you guys, I'm trying to respond as much as I can. Yeah, back to this. I just want to make sure that we are not actually forcing the pattern, right? So if we're forcing this pattern, then we're not doing good. Okay, we're not doing okay. So once again, let me look at. Oh, I see it. Okay, there is the potential to where we're using this as that touch. And here we go. Yeah, so it was right over here. So if we are in this channel, if we in fact are in this channel, we are now barely on test number 2 of the resistance. And it means, and also please know this, okay? This is a good side note for you guys to know, okay? When we, in order to validate your formation, consider, like particular to these ones and also the broadening wedges, consider taking note of at least two support touches alongside 2 resistance touches to confirm that. Okay, so that's how you validate that you're in that formation even in the first place. All right, so in this case, this formation may be being traded in a larger time frame. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's barely visible on test number 2 to us right now. Okay, so this actually may expand to a bigger formation, meaning it's going to use this eventually. It's eventually going to fall to a lesser level. And then I'm not going to give you that future just yet. It doesn't matter. So this is just the way I see things. Okay, so this would essentially mean that because it's test 2, we're going to fail this and continue to the downside, not particular to a very, very low area. It would be more than likely to a relevant support, meaning down here, as test number 2 doesn't usually have the biggest capitulation. Okay, so let's go ahead and validate now with momentum for ticker symbol FWBI. But let's just see what we have. Okay, so okay. I want to point this out right now because on the daily chart, this is very important. Please notice that volatility is extremely maxed out. We're printing daily bars right now, and stochastics is suggesting downside alongside downside with RSI. Okay, so 2 different momentum indicators and our volatility suggesting downside is absolutely in accordance to the playbook rules of a descending wedge. Test number 2. Okay, test number 2 would then face a downside. Okay, so now let's actually look. Let me pull that up one more time and look at the shorter term time frame. So 30-minute. What is it suggesting? I can't see it. Let me make that a little brighter, guys. I forgot my glasses on my parents. That is not cool. I hate it. I hate that I'm using my bare eyes right now. But I mean I can still see. It's just I have a very minimal adjustment to my eyesight. You know, I mainly have them because I don't want the blue light. You know, I have blue light protection from the screens. So it's very much neutral in the 30-minute. That's already a bad sign. Okay, but let's see the 15-minute. See if there's any area of recovery. 15-minute is already in bear strength. Okay, let's see. This bi-hourly, man, the bi-hourly 14-day simple moving average is suggesting some downside. We're very much in that deep area of the bear weakness percentile. This is likely to find some gravitational pull into that bear strength soon. Okay, so 6 hour is where it's starting. Okay, so Likely sideways trading for the immediate short term all the way up to the mid session tomorrow, followed by a continuation to the downside. Absolutely. 8-hour and 12-hour. This is very much sideways trading right here. So the 12-hour is officially giving us that downside, daily downside, daily downside, and the 3-day downside and entering the deep areas of bear strength. Okay, so if there's going to be any type of opportunity, let me see the 5-minute. Wow. Okay, so this is going to likely trade sideways starting from immediately. Ooh, and it's likely because we're already trying to fail. We already are suggesting this. Man, you guys, yeah, this is gonna Don. You gotta watch your longs on this one, brother. As I see some downside coming in, and it's coming in by the end of day tomorrow. Okay, and I don't see any upside yet. The 5-minute, I'm talking about micro time frames. They are not suggesting. Besso, Amy, what's up? The micro time frames are not suggesting a continuation to the upside. So if there's anything to consider here, is actually a hedge. Okay, so if you can actually, if you ever played short, my goodness, this would actually be the one. Because this would essentially be that confirmation. Okay, so I'm talking about aggressive short sellers would enter here. Okay, but like right now, I'm talking about right now at this price, 82.60. But the conservative short seller will wait for confirmation, meaning that we will eventually pick up the volatility, because the volatility right now, the volume, I'm sorry, is at a minimum. Look at the volume bars down here. Okay, all of those volume bars are at a minimum. We're starting to lose that strength. Okay, so the conservative short seller would wait for a touch of potentially even it would be, let me pull it out like this. Okay, see all these candles, this one here at the resistance and resistance, all of these would be that area for a bounce. Then the short sellers would enter here. The conservative short seller would enter 70.72, followed by a continuation to the downside, and the likely take profit for them would be at a range between 48.65 and about 45.64. Great trade here. Okay, so this is looking like it could potentially be a gainer for, let's see, the aggressive short seller. That could be over 40% gain. And for this is literally a 1 to 2 day swing, for short sellers. And for the conservative short seller, looking at about a 32% win. This is juicy. This is screaming, sell. Okay, so Don Hilbert, be very careful with this one, okay, my brother. As this one, Joe H, congratulations on 4K subs, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you. It's crazy how it got there that fast. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's really interesting. So yeah, you guys. So this is facing some downside. Okay, I don't see the upside coming in. This is following the playbook rules pretty. Literally to the point. Again, I didn't catch this time, so it's gonna be let's see, ending at 10:57. For ticker symbol FWBI. Let's go ahead and now move on to the next ticker. Okay, you guys, we're going to look at ticker symbol ATNF, and that is also going to be for Don and for actually a lot of people. Okay, you guys. I remember. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me go back to the chat because I think. I'm scrolling up right now. I remember Lone Wolf asked for something. I'll try to put it in there too, my bro. Lone Wolf, where you at, man? I know you must have mentioned something earlier, but I didn't actually catch it. But like I said, man, if we do have the extra time, then I'll put it in there for you, man. But yeah, man, I really appreciate all the donations, you guys. Really appreciate everybody stopping by. Make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You'll also find the Discord links in the description below. Okay, you guys. Lone Wolf saying he forgot. You crazy man. All right. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next ticker, you guys. We're going to look at ticker symbol. What did I just said it? ATNF for Don Hilbert. ATNF is actually another one that a lot of people wanted me to look at for quite some time now. I want to see if I have that load in that other window there. And I don't want to create a third window, but that's cool. It's all good. It's all good. Let's go ahead and load it now, as I do have... I have this one pretty much prepared. ATNF, sorry. ATNF. Let's see what it's got. So let's go to edit 1 and see. Okay, let me start getting rid of some of these tickers here, as the space is starting to become a little limited here. Scarcity in space. Okay, so there we go. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, we were looking at the potential. Okay. When we're writing, this is very important to notice. Okay, you guys, this is a macro scale broadening descending wedge. So let me just go ahead and put this that I'm officially starting ATNF at 10:59 p.m. Okay, 10:59 p.m. ATNF. Okay, so please notice that we actually and it did follow the suggestions that we were looking at. Good deal. Okay, so it failed the resistances that we were looking at, and now it's coming back. Okay, it's losing its strength, and now we have, oh wow, that's a brand new candle. Okay, so notice that it's a brand new candle and going down. Okay, an indication on the 5-day time frame. Again, I'm going to remind you guys that the 5-day time frame, printing that inverted hammer at the top of a trend, not good. Okay, that usually signals a continuation to the downside. It's kind of like a shooting star. I would like the body to be a little smaller to be considered a shooting star, but an inverted hammer at the top of a trend is definitely not good. Huge wick to the upside. Also, you can see that the upside is in line with several other wicks as well. See that? You have that regression here, so you can see this clear downward motion. Okay, so definitely keep those things in mind. But if we're looking at the downside right now, it's very typical for us to find this downside. Why? Because we came all the way down to the bottom, right? We failed the support from the broadening descending wedge, printed this very, very nice hammer candle down here, suggesting a continuation to the upside. We got a huge print, which was the confirmation candle, and we continued to the upside to where we said we can likely face, right? But it actually passed the 4.618, past our expectations, okay? So please know that what we're looking at here is to come back and test our newly converted, what was a resistance, into now, again, a reclaimed support, okay? So once we claim that support, we can then start to move to the upside. And now, the thing to notice here is that the 5-day also has a lot of confluence. Look at this, okay? We have 5 days and 14 hours to complete this 5-day candle, okay? So if we're looking at the 1.618 at $3.07 all the way horizontally, look it to the right, okay, over here. All right, see that cursor? It's all the way over there. It's very much in line with the support line of our broadening descending wedge. Okay, so we very likely will touch this, okay? And potentially the 1.272 at $2.67. I'm talking about almost, I don't know. I don't want to say immediately because this is a 5-day. We're going to verify that, of course, but it's very likely for us to do that before a continuation to the upside, in which could be a very, very interesting entry here for just a huge rise. A rocky road, right? But still a huge rise to the potential breakout on test number 4, okay? And that would be the true breakout. We take profits up here somewhere maybe around 1678. We come back, we load into this area about $9.53, then ride the coattail, man. And the typical trading rules suggest that this thing would take profit at about 91.57. Huge amount of time to get there, though. That would take weeks and weeks and weeks. Okay, so as every candle here it takes 5 days to close, okay? So look, the next candle 5 days, the next candle 5 days, the next candle 5 days. My goodness, man, that'll take weeks and weeks. All right, you guys, be very, very careful with what you're looking at here, okay? Mr. Zur saying, I see you. I'll try my best, my friend. Let me go ahead and put it on the list. You are talking about ICU. If I don't get to it today, I'll make sure to give you an IOU, my friend. Okay, Mr. Zur, coming all the way from Sweden. Very nice of you to stop by. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. You guys, let's go ahead and continue with the oh my goodness, Nia, thank you so much for your donation. Very nice of you to do that. And you are saying, thanks for all you do, Arca. Can we get EVFM and or HLBZ on the next session? Cheers, bruh. Is your name Nia or Nija? I'm not sure if I'm actually pronouncing that correctly, as you just called me bruh, and now I'm assuming you're a dude. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So let me just go ahead and absolutely note that down, okay? So let's see. That's going to be EVFM. Wow, cool. And I know I'll do both of them for you. It's all good. I'll make sure to take a look at those in the in the following session for sure, for sure. Okay. So, and then Nia again, and that was, what did you say? HLBZ. Cool. I have loads for those too. So it's all good. Thank you so much for that kind donation. I'll make sure to do that for you. Tissa dude, LOL. Yusuf is my name, but handle is okay. Gotcha, Yusuf, my dude. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that that donation, and I will absolutely look into it for you. Actually, I'm streaming tomorrow, and tomorrow would be the last streaming day before I stream again on Sunday. Okay, you guys. So please remember, if you haven't already seen my schedule for streaming, as I'm trying to do it now, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday and Thursdays. Okay, you guys. So as Fridays are typically everybody kind of drops their everything and they do not want to continue. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue with ATNF because there is some there's some more things to look at. Ooh, I think I ran a back test on it. Let's see if there is a back test on ATNF, as it could be invalidated. Oh my goodness. Oh, it already made the move. Good deal. Oh man, it made the move. All right. So, but this was, okay. So actually this was not made, the move on this was not made before. Like I didn't call the upside on this one. The reason why I took the metrics for an upside continuation is to show everybody just how much the data can be invalidated, not by the downside, but to the upside, okay? So in this case, we suggested a 58% move to the upside based on volatility versus momentum. 58% literally led to about $2.83. This thing ripped all the way to $7, making a 272% iteration. Okay, so just so you guys can see that the statistics are never certainties. They're just stats, okay, for us to evaluate. Very important thing to notice here is that the volatility is at absolute critical and has printed to be, let me see. Wow, okay, so there is only one stretch of time. So we're looking at between March 2020 to about April 2020. This is the second largest iteration count of red bars of critical volatility that it has ever done historically, okay? And it looks like it's not done, okay? So this is the second largest time that this has ever happened, okay? So that means that if we're suggesting downside from, I mean, the other iteration was actually to the upside, okay? So this is momentum suggesting downside within the second largest iteration of critical volatility prints. The downside may be very significant, okay? So let's go ahead and validate, okay? Because I can already see the potential of a range within the daily chart, and actually particular to descending channel, and it could be connected like this. I think the binding connectors are literally here. Wow, they are. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, and let's see. Actually, this may be a broadening descending wedge. Interesting. Okay, but nonetheless, this is, I'm going to validate what formation this is later on. But yeah, this thing is suggesting a continuation massively to the downside. So let's go ahead and load up the RSI for this. I want to see what momentum has to tell us for ATNF. I know there's a lot of people in this. Okay, so be careful. Oh my goodness, man. And I know I covered it a few days ago too. I just saw it being stale. I think, I'm not even sure if I suggested downside on it. I certainly hope I did. That's an interesting fact, actually. Every single time I finish these live tickers, the next day I'm like, man, I hope I said, I hope I gave good information, because usually I like to back it with mathematics, right? But in this case, this is very much my discretionary side taking over. And that isn't always the best, but luckily for you guys, I have a pretty strong discretion. Okay, so suggesting from the immediate short term, 30-minute time frame already suggesting downside. Please know the position of your RSI like always, okay? So in this particular case, I hate it that not all of them are bright like this, but in this particular case, you can already see that we may find a type of little bounce here, okay? So meaning that we're in the gravitational zone, we can face a little bit of a bounce and continue on this path like this, okay? But overall, it's to the downside. The bi-hourly, I wouldn't trust this too much on any time frame, okay, you guys? I wouldn't trust I wouldn't trust little pivots like this. Let me make it a little brighter, okay? I want you to know this because sometimes people can get trapped in believing that this thing is going to move to the upside because the pivot started, right? But no, look at these iterations, okay? Tiny pivots, okay? Pivot here, pivot here, pivot here. All those little pivots are very deceiving, okay? You don't want that kind of deception in your life, all right? So what I'm saying now is that we are definitely in the strength bear zone right here. So this is the bear strength percentile, suggesting a continuation to the downside. We're well in the grips of it too. Please notice the other hint from the 14-day simple. Okay, we're suggesting just a nosedive right here. Okay, so another little tiny pivot in the 6-hour time frame. I would not trust it. Okay, why? Because we can see that it's literally doing that over and over again. Okay, so if we didn't learn the lesson from the first time, maybe the second time, maybe the third time, what, fourth, fifth? Guys, don't lose money. All right, so make sure to watch out for that. Another very important thing to suggest that this pivot is a fake out is because we're in the deep areas of the bear weakness percentile, okay? We're in that gravitational zone. We're going to be pulled right back in. All right, so be careful, be careful. Now, yeah, we already looked at, I'm sorry, the 5-day is what we're looking at as a continuation to the downside. So even into the macro downside. Okay, so this thing is getting prepped for, yeah, my goodness. So here's the official downside suggestion on the daily. Okay, so that means that we're going to face some bearish action all day tomorrow, slightly sideways, okay? But overall, we can see that the daily is then for real suggesting that downside, okay? We already saw the macro time frame suggesting a continuation to the downside, but a lot of those may be a little limited, okay? But the downside is limited. I mean, that's don't take that with a grain of salt, okay? Definitely know that limited within a macro time frame is huge. Okay. All right. So, oh yeah, I did. Okay. So I did warn everybody. These are all drives of hidden bearish divergence. I did warn everybody here days ago that this was going to start capitulating. So very good. Very good. I'm happy that I did suggest the downside because man, that would really suck. Okay. So the downside continuation, if we're looking for a relevant support before a type of bounce, it would, now this is making me see, okay. So since this is at the shallow areas of the bear strength percentile, meaning that we can find a bounce from not only the gravitational pull, from also from the 14-day moving average, okay, that means that our downside on the daily may be a little limited, meaning that we can now look at our this. We're looking at this target. We literally mentioned 267 about 306. 267 would be more than likely the target that we're going to hit for ATNF. Very cool. All right. So yeah. So this is that was the overall confirmation that I'm really thinking that this is going to be the loading zone before a continuation to the upside. Okay. So please remember it's a 5-day. Okay. So this can take some days. And then this will actually make that bounce. Okay, so it's a ways away, but it's in play. So for those of you preparing, you're hella early. All right, so that is going to do it for ticker symbol ATNF. Very good stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now let's go ahead and pull up ticker symbol GSUN. Chat, I know I'm not paying attention to you guys here, all right? But Mark Roach, what are you saying over here? Evaluate your own trades. Arca is not financial advisor. Do your own DD. Absolutely. Mark Roach, thank you so much for sharing that information, my brother. Absolutely look into that, okay? You guys, Lone Wolf, if I have enough time, I'll go ahead and squeeze it, my bro, but it more than likely will be tomorrow. And I think it was that one that you were suggesting earlier. It was that ticker symbol. What was it? IMPP. Is that a joke? Man, did you just catch me again? Cal, he just did it to me, bro. He just did it to me. He said, look at ticker symbol IMPP. I hope it's not a joke, man. I will literally send you to the moon. Oh my goodness. IMPP. Look at Lone Wolf said it's not a joke. IMPP is absolutely real. It's not me saying that I am PP, right? He's literally saying I am PP. Besso Amy laughing at me. Oh my goodness. It is real. Zephram, is that literally the first comment you made right now? You just went ticker symbol ICUP. Trying to trick the boy again after IMPP. Good stuff, you guys. Leo, what is up, man? Thanks, my brother. I really appreciate that donation, bro. You don't have to, man. He's saying with that donation, he says, "What's up, Arca family? Don't forget to YOLO everything into yourself before the stock market and see y'all at the open." Leo, my dude, that is very kind of you, my friend. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, man. Always showing some kindness to the Arca household here. Geez, man, I'm already collecting tickers for the next session, bro. If there's anything I can do, please make sure to let me know via DMs here on the comments, whatever I can do, all right? So Cal L saying, I started a community thread at Arca if you want to hop in the Discord whenever. Okay, so he started a community thread regarding that, okay? So definitely start it. Or I'm sorry, definitely join in, okay? The link is in the description below for you to join the RCAP trading community. So that was very good for ticker symbol ATNF. So let's go ahead and now move on. Mods, please take over the chat as I will not be looking at it anymore. Okay, I need to look at this GSUN. Okay, lots of people talking about it. Lots of people talking about this GSUN. Man, I hope you guys are making money on it. Oh, I will dunce you. Okay, Zephram coming in from the hidden areas of that corner and then just came in here to make fun of me. Zeph, good to see you, bro. Thanks for joining, man. I actually, are you always on these chats or no? GSUN. Okay. Lots of people talking about this stuff. Mark Roach coming through with that thanks, man. I was about to do it all over again. 11:15 p.m. officially starting GSUN. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and now move on with the analysis. So, always like to start off the analysis with the daily, but why are we not seeing the end, or I'm sorry, the trading, the beginning of I want my little dinosaur showing me that that's where we started trading. What the heck is going on? Guys, when was the IPO for it wasn't recently, right? Because I don't see my dinosaur here. Does anybody know if this started trading earlier? I'm wondering if this is a trading view glitch. Because it's not. Usually when we see the all-time history, we can see that there's a little dinosaur like this. Look. Oh wow, I'm not getting it on any tickers. Interesting. All right, so that sucks. Yeah, let me just refresh this thing right here. I think maybe we can do that. I'm not too sure. I don't wanna gauge the information on limited data. Never a good thing. Okay, so let's see on this ticker. This is what I mean, you guys. I'm looking for this little dinosaur. So whenever I get this little dinosaurs, that's how I know that that's the beginning of the trading. For those of you who have TradingView, now you know. Okay, so that's I'm looking for the dinosaur on ticker symbol GSUN, and I'm not catching it. So let me see if maybe making that space allowed us to see that. So, but I actually don't know. My goodness. Let's load. Okay, so 3 days still not showing it to us. Buy daily. Wow. Guys, somebody check this out. I'm gonna look on the IPO date for GSUN because I want to make sure that we get this information right. That's crazy. So GSUN IPO date. I'm wondering if it was recently. I can't actually know. So Mark Roach saying, Arca, I have bad news. Dinosaurs are extinct. I don't believe it for 1 second. Arca is a dinosaur. All right. So June 1st, 2022. All right. So that, I guess it is. They just failed to put the dinosaur here on this chart, which is very deceiving. Very deceiving. Okay, so now the price action is actually looking very nice. This is a nice setup. Okay, so let's validate that upside because this is already moving drastically to the, oh my goodness, what are we at already? All-time low, 94 cents, and we've already moved to the upside 218 of that, or 215. Let's validate. Let's get the simple moving averages in here and take a look. Okay, potential support at 154, but we don't want to just take that into consideration. Let's see what momentum has to say for us. Okay, so momentum is suggesting a downside continuation, particularly to the daily chart. So let's see, 218 close, 213 after hours. Okay, very likely we have a support touch at about $1.79 again, but let me load up now the EMAs and see if the EMAs have something to say about that. Current support was already respected by the 7-day exponential moving average, and we are actually respecting the 30-day and 50-day. I'm talking about 30-day exponential and 50-day simple as a resistance. Okay, so very likely we can see the touch of $1.82, but I see here that we had a gap that was already closed. So this can be another psychological area. Okay, we're going to validate this with shorter term time frame momentum. So let's go ahead and just jot that down, because this is another area that we can find some type of support, and likely at the top of it, maybe not to the bottom side of it. But let's go ahead and validate, okay, because this is pretty aggressive and it looks like it needs to find support somewhere. Okay, so let's see the immediate short term and gauge that bias. Okay, so we have immediate short term resistance, not only from the 14-day moving average on the RSI, but from literally every moving average ever created by a man. Okay, so we have the SMA 10, we have the SMA 50, and the 30-day exponential as a form of resistance here. Okay, so we have some dangerous things looking at ahead. I'm talking about particularly to the immediate short term. We can see resistance. Okay, let's look at the bi-hourly and continue validating. Okay, bi-hourly is already losing strength, and it's already near it's so close to it. 14-day moving average giving us that hint, right? But we're already near that shallow area of the bull weakness. Okay, so this means that we can look at a continuation to the downside. Be very careful here, okay, you guys, very careful, because this looks like it's trying to fake out. Let's go to the 6 hour. 6 hour is already failing the 14-day moving average, and it's at the junction between the bull strength and the bull weakness. Yeah, this is going to continue to the way down. Actually, this would be a very nice area for me to consider looking at what ARC-DBSI has to say, because I think the bears may have already taken that strength. Okay, so ARC-DBSI. Yeah, look at this. Man, what? No way. Are we really trying to fake out like that? DBSI is suggesting that the bulls are in control. Oh, whoa. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is looking like it could be a temporary pullback. Ah, very cool. So that means that the upper term timeframes, which we don't have available, man, that sucks. There's not much here. That's really unfortunate. That's the downside, guys, of not having that much historical information, because this thing opened up in June, right? So this is it's difficult for us to tell. But yeah, this is DBSI is suggesting a continuation to the upside, and obviously price action is going to do its thing of a retracement, right? But wow. Okay. So this is more in the lines of what I was talking about. So this is, yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a temporary pullback. Likely, we're going to take a fib area too. Okay. So likely into this zone here, about $1.53. Please notice that DBSI has the bears leading at 72% in the immediate short term bi-hourly. Bears are also leading in the hourly and on the 30-minute as well. So let's just see how far they're leading. They're leading into the 4-hour chart. Okay, so no, they're leading up to the bi-hourly chart. Okay, so yeah, temporary pullback. So DBSI, thank you so much, DBSI. Oh my goodness, this was very needed. I know I'm getting a lot of emails regarding the ARC-Series Crypstex indicators. Guys, just send me a DM and we'll go over the subscription packages. This is one of them, the DBSI indicator. So DBSI is telling me that there is a limited downside here. So likely we can find that support. So let's go to the daily now and pull up the Fibonacci ratios and see if we have some confluence here between the moving averages and our gap. Okay, so we're going to take a fib from the swing low of the day to the swing high. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull it up just like this. And what do you know? I told you that we're not gonna come down past this. It's gonna likely be on top, right? Look at the Yoda zone right here at the 1.618, right at that 151 that I've been talking about. Also, please notice the 10-day simple moving average right at that 151 as well. Very likely going to find a bounce here at the EMA 7 by the 1.272. Okay, we're gonna find that as a temporary bounce. Find the resistance at the 199, and then we would eventually capitulate into this area before finding a really nice bounce and then continuing up to the upside. So this is suggesting a continuation to the upside. Okay, so this can be actually, now that I'm looking at this can be considered a bear trap. So this, oh man, the longs are playing the bears very nicely here. So they're gonna fake the bears out like crazy when it reaches that 151. This will essentially have a huge bounce off of that Yoda zone that Cal has very nicely endorsed into the Discord. Moderator Cal, what's up with the Yoda zone? All right, so that is it for GSUN. Okay, you guys. So now, as far as an upside, just one more thing for the GSUN asset. I'm sorry, what the heck? Okay, so very cool here. Okay, so the first area of take profit with a huge bounce off. I'm talking about huge bounce of volume. I can't see where the upside targets are going to be because we don't have the candle printed down here, but based off of this, okay, the geometrical targets would be very relevant around the 1.272. So imagine you actually loaded up at 151. You're talking about a relevant target at $3, man. So $3 to 328. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that in and for future play. Okay, so and I'm suggesting these targets here because of the 30-day exponential being so near it, and also because the 1.618, and not only that is the wick high of this candle. Okay, so very interesting things here. I do not want to update right now. So remind me tomorrow. All right, stop it. All right, you guys. So now upon further volume, we can actually be safe to even say this is going to take days though, to find a 3.272 and a 3.618 at about 459 to about 486. Okay, so that's the secondary area for take profit. For the shorter term or medium term, right? So first, expect that capitulation back down to here, potentially done by tomorrow or the following morning, okay? Followed by a recovery to the upside. Resistance found here, followed by a test of our current lows, then a bounce up to this area, okay, you guys? GSUN is not looking too bad at all, okay? I just want you guys to be careful and not FOMO into this because this can... and also don't FOMO into the EMA 7 at the 1.61 at the 1.272 at 178. Don't FOMO into that, okay? Because this has some significant downside, and please just notice how much more downside there is in comparison here of the RSI signal to the 14-day simple. Okay, I know that it hasn't priced in the after hours activity yet because it is at 213. So I guess we can take this into consideration here. This downside here is pretty significant, which only leads me to believe that for sure that 151 would be that area. Okay, so GSUN, that was it for that. Hope I answered those questions correctly, you guys. So Lil Red Chevelle, they were asking me about ticker symbol HOWL. Does anybody know what's up with that ticker? This is not the first person that I've heard of it from, okay, because I know that it's been talked about over the socials as of late, and I was honestly curious about it myself. Okay, so I know that I don't have a previous load on it, so we're just gonna go ahead and load up a new iteration of this, or a new instance. Sorry. So let's see, Werewolf Therapeutics. So it's the guys, the therapeutics, man. All of these are freaking booming. I don't even know why. You know, it's just actually, I was evaluating this myself, and really in this type of, I want to call it, maybe you can call it deep thought, right? Just trying to put myself in the area of like, why could these be pumping? So with tickers like PRTY and tickers like BR and tickers like all of those other ones that have pumped massively to the upside, starting with COSM, starting with CEI, all of those tickers, right? So now that psychological component has been applied to the broader markets. I'm talking about retail. That, man, that would essentially cause the retail sentiment to start to look at the next pharma that's going to go up. So, and that creates a kind of a chain reaction, you know, and that's I haven't, please don't take that as a thing that I've already like backed and read into. I'm just saying that it's a potential. You know, if we're talking about you know, psychology here, it's very likely that that retail is in search of the next you know, penny stock or OTC or pharma stock, or just to rip to the upside. So it's actually not based on any, you know, some of them may have this new vaccine or something, right? But it's not necessarily that all the time. It could just be the sentiment. It could just be us, you know, pumping these things to the upside like crazy. Just took a sip of water, feeling really good. So now I'm going to go ahead and take note that I'm going to start ticker symbol HOWL. So that's going to be 11:29 p.m. Let's see, 11:29 p.m. ticker symbol HOWBL. I forgot who asked me for it, but so that was Lil Red Chevelle, right? Gotcha. Perfect. So yeah, like always, guys, let's make sure that we're on a log chart. Let's open up the daily chart and start to look at things right away. Okay, you know that I don't like these shooting stars. Okay, so let me see what it's looking like on the 5-day. Okay, so the 5-day is already starting a new candle. 3-day is going to end in 1 day and 14 hours, looking like a huge shooting star as well. Let's look at the bi-daily. In 13 hours, the bi-daily will also close as a shooting star if it doesn't already try to cover this gap all the way down to about 224 from 257. Okay, so we don't want to see these in the upper time frames. Okay, you guys, that's very dangerous. Thanks, Mark. Got it, my bro. That's the 11:29 HOWL. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Yeah, so now let's go ahead and just try to widen our perspective here and see if there's a potential of something being built along this. But I'm not actually, maybe I'm not actually seeing this as okay. So we have limited information again. So this is April 29th, 2021. And if you can take a look at historically here, you can see that this shooting star is the importance of zooming out. Okay, the importance of zooming out here. Please notice that these were very, very important areas of support back in May 2022 and March 2022. Okay, so this is likely why we found resistance at that area. Okay, not everybody can see that and they get trapped up here. Okay, so that is very much the reason why we're facing that resistance, other than potentially a huge moving average there. Let's go ahead and pull up our SMAs and continue on our analysis. There you go. So just like I said, other than a huge moving average there, this is a 50-day simple moving average right in confluence with the area that we found in support. And why isn't it touching? Is because I tell you guys all the time, it's like if the target is located right here or right here, the take profit is usually before it. Okay, so that just slightly under it so that you can ensure that you can take those gains home. Okay, do not wait for the exact touch of it because it doesn't always happen like that. Okay, the safer trader will always take the profit slightly early, which is why we didn't touch the resistance right at these levels. Okay, and which is why we didn't touch. I mean, the 50-day simple moving average is in absolute confluence with all these here. Okay, so these were all smart traders. Okay, whoever was trading this was very, very much in the know. All right, so now let's validate the downside, okay? Because now our next relevant area of support on the bi-daily or even on the daily, let's see. I want to just make sure that could be the reason, okay? So from 257 all the way to the next moving average, which would be essentially the 203 area SMA 10. But let me see the EMA. Sorry, the daily SMA 213. Okay, so it is. Let's get some geometrical targets in. Man, it would do that. So the 1.618 at let's see, 204, and it's very much in direct confluence with that 30-day simple, 50-day simple, sorry, and the SMA 10. So this would be essentially that loading zone. Okay, let's go ahead and validate with momentum now. With RSI, to be very particular here, we are still suggesting upside on the daily, so I hope this is corrective. Let's see, the bi-daily should still be up, 3-day also, and even the weekly and 5-day should be up still. Good, good, and good. Let's see, bi-weekly, so multi-day upside. So yeah, this is definitely a loading zone, okay, that we're looking at. So let's validate the immediate short term with that upside, okay? So there you go. Here's the downside that we're looking for, downside continuation, suggesting also not only by the RSI signal, but by the 14-day simple, okay? So both of these, first of all, we crossed below it, so that's bearish, okay? So we're still continuing to the downside. We have now crossed into the bear weakness percentile. 14-day moving average suggesting downside as well. Let's look at the bi-hourly. Bi-hourly fresh cross. I hate, I'm going to adjust this eventually, guys, and I'm going to make my script or something. I'm going to update the whole script, and I'll update also whoever holds the ARC RSI. But also, please notice that we're making a fresh cross right here below the 14-day moving average. We are absolutely in the gravitational zone, likely going to find some downside immediately. So 4-hour, also downside, 6-hour, suggesting downside, but it looks to be a little limited here, which now is starting to show signs that it is a pullback and not a reversal. Okay, so please also notice the 6-hour is very interesting here because we have the 14-day moving average as a guide towards the top. Okay, we're using it as support, and we may use it again as support. And I'm bullish on this particularly because the 14-day simple is landing in the deep areas of the bear weakness percentile, meaning that in this gravitational zone, we will not only have the pull back into the prior zone, but also we have the support from the 14-day, which can be a significant bounce, okay? So I assume that the 8-hour and 12-hour are going to be near or at this, around this range, okay? So yeah, so look at this. It's really close to it now on the 8-hour, suggesting it's a very short pullback. 12-hour may already be failing it or already bouncing. Let's see. 12-hour still suggesting upside, okay? But in the daily, that's where it starts to that upside. Okay, so all day tomorrow would be accumulation, okay? So this is good. Usually when pro traders prep their trades, it would usually happen on the day before the actual trade happens. Tomorrow would be that day the for the following day, okay? So if you guys are not familiar with trading in that manner, this is the prep that we're doing the night before the preparation day, okay? So meaning it's a 2-day process. You're preparing the night for the ticker that you're particularly, eyeballing, and prepping the buy area or the limit buys for the next day so that you can make the upside move the following day, okay? So the 2-day process is important so that the 3rd day can be the absolute ripper to the upside, okay? So that's usually how these day trades or swing trade preps happen, okay? Very good stuff here. I think this is a great play. I think this is a safe play as well, and it's very much following the book. Now, upside targets. The most obvious target right now would obviously be at about $3.30, but we can validate that upon meeting this downside first. If we're going to imply upsides right now, it's a little too early, okay? But we can see geometrical targets sometimes tend to have some relation to each other. Okay, so let's see. Upon this bounce here, ooh, that would be a very nice bounce. And please know that this may actually take days to happen, but what we're looking at here could be the birth of a broadening ascending wedge, which is a bearish setup and overall has a target. It would have a target of about $1.39. So whoever is now in this know is actually going to be trading the ranges of a broadening descending wedge, and you are going to be looking at entry number would be A. Okay, so meaning of an A, B, C, D strategy. So this would be A, and you're the earliest buyers at this point. So yeah, I'm definitely looking at entry between. I'm gonna adjust it just a little bit, okay, just to suggest this. But this is an awesome play, you guys. It doesn't look like it's moving so crazy, but it looks like it could be a safe play for a lot of newer traders as well. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the range of between 225 to about 204 as a loading zone. Okay, and this could likely be a very nice area to load up for a huge bounce to the upside. Okay, so the next bounce that I can see would definitely be between the SMA 100 and the 200 day. And that would be at the 1.618 and the 3.272, 349 to 376. But don't quote me on that just yet. We need to get the candles down here first, and then we can make that upside. Okay, you guys, eyeball this one. Whoever, so Lil Red Chevelle, good call on this one, my dude. This is a very good play, and it's absolutely giving everybody enough time to prepare their long positions for this. Okay, so this is the epitome of a great play here, guys. Okay, this looks good. I would give it about an A minus. Or actually, I would give this, actually, you know what? I'm going to adjust this to a B plus trade, and absolutely one that I would consider taking myself. So B plus trade located right here on HOWL. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start labeling these trades like this so that for future iteration, when we come back and trade them, we know that we have already B plus trade here. Okay, so this is going to be the B plus chart, and if you guys are looking at this chart, know that these are the types of setups that are commonly looked at for pretty good trades. Okay, so this B plus rating would mean that I would bet, more aggressively. My portfolio would essentially go in about 65, 70, no, I would say 55 to 65% portfolio in these types of trades, okay? B plus. And now when we're talking about A trades or A plus trades, let me just give you the A plus, okay? So A plus trades, I would definitely consider 75, 82, 85% portfolio. But know that it's a day trading portfolio and it's not a complete portfolio, because you have to make sure that you have your long terms separated from your short terms, okay? Don't mix them. That's going to create a lot of confusion, especially in tax season. All right. So that was it for ticker symbol HOWL. Okay, very good call here, you guys. B plus rating. Awesome. So let's go ahead and now move on to let's see, ticker symbol AMC. Man, AMC has for sure ripped to the upside. And why, you guys? I'm telling you, AMC is another one that's ripping in sympathy to the markets. Okay, you guys. So just know for thank you, Mark, because I ended at 11:40. Right? Cool deal. Know for a fact that AMC is running in absolute sympathy to the broader markets. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up an AMC edit over here and see what we have in store. Okay, so oh man, this was that broadening. Guys, look at this. Okay, I'm not sure if I've ever shown you guys this, but this is the epitome. I have several diagrams that I'm going to be releasing to the Discord. About trades that I've actually personally done. The reason why I had this line here is because that was my entry. Okay, so know for a fact that these things are absolutely, they're looked at, guys. Come on, look, test number 1, 2, and 3, capitulation. We come back down, test a relevant area of support, which is right over here. We come back, test a newly converted support into now resistance. Then we come back all the way down and eventually realize the genesis of the formation. And look how long we lingered around that genesis, okay? This was a massive trade, guys, and this is one of the reasons that I was able to turn $80 into $500. So not the only reason, but it was one of them. Okay, so and also this was me trying to pitch to Tony Denaro. I was telling him, Tony, let me be your systematic trader. He goes, guys, we're at this cool support level right now. We're going to continue to the upside, AMC. I was like, nope, no, we're not. Guys, we're going down. We're going down heavy. And lots of other influencers mocked me. Lots of other influencers started making fun of me when I posted these pictures up. Fools will be like, Android users be like, I'm not gonna lie, I even laughed at it myself because it was kind of funny to hear that. It was kind of funny to hear that. But who was laughing at the end, right? I was the one. That was literally the only one. Long puts. Anyway, you guys. So this is a very nice. This is a very nice pump to the upside. Seeing that we have the CPI data released tomorrow, and let me just make these numbers a little bit larger. Okay, but that was, guys, please remember that was when nobody knew who Arca was. I had maybe 300 followers on Twitter. I hadn't even started on YouTube yet, because on YouTube, I actually first started my, you guys remember my first video that I uploaded in YouTube was just 2.5 months ago, maybe 3. And now we're here, but that was when I had only Twitter, and I only had about 300 followers, right? And I was trying to get people to understand that we were going down. Fools were like, oh, FUD. Who's this guy, Arca? He sucks. Oh my goodness. Nobody knew who Arca was just yet, you guys. So I forgive them. It's all good. No problem. No hate here, you guys. Every strategy works as long as you guys have the strategy in just, if you have it on lock, then good. Okay. Best of me saying, haha, good for you. Tell that Lipsy boy, man. Of course, man. Jeez. Like, these guys are crazy. Anyway, let's validate the upside continuation. But what I was saying is regarding the CPI, okay? Regarding the CPI, it's curious that we're approaching the resistance from these two candles, okay? So that, and to tell you the truth, I am not sure that the CPI is going to actually do that, okay? So I'm really, don't take this as financial advice ever, never, ever, okay? But I honestly feel like we should be betting the downside, or if we should short the market. But we can also long the market if you guys want to trade the SQQQ. Okay, so the SQQQ right now is probably at its lowest that it's been in the last 2 weeks or a week. Okay, so the SQQQ could be at a very low point, so where you can go long on it, and it's 3x levered. Okay, so it's 3 times the price. So you can actually play that with long calls as well, or live shares, right? So the SQQQ would be that 3x lever to the upside, okay? Because I honestly don't think the markets are ready. I honestly think this is just another bear market mini rally before the huge bull trap of a lifetime, okay? We just keep on getting trapped in these. Guys, please remember that I also said the SPY was just recently at its 3rd test of the resistance. Guys, the 3rd test, man, come on. We're on a broadening descending wedge on the SPY. Okay, so, man. Anyway, you guys, let's validate here. Let's validate, because this thing is likely going to show every movement, every momentum average is probably going to be popped to the upside and saying we're going to the moon, right? But let's just take a look. All right, so upside pivot, volatility upside, and the RSI upside. Okay, so now let's look at the daily. Chances are it's hella upside too. Upside on the daily, okay? So 3-day upside, of course it is. 5-day upside, guys, we're gonna go to the moon. AMC is finally gonna reach $1 million like we were talking about 7 years ago. All right, so all right, even the hourly is still way up there, okay, you guys. So I just want you to guys know that I'm not bullish on the markets right now, okay? That's my personal take, okay? But if say for example we did make a serious CPI beat. This thing, I'm talking about, we go to 6.4 from the expected 6.5% CPI. Okay? If we come back tomorrow with a 6.4 read, this will moon. Okay? This will go to the freaking moon, and it'll likely find resistance. It'll likely find resistance around $9, $9.12. Okay, making this just a ripper. Okay, but I don't think that's the case. I really don't think that's the case. Okay, please, guys, don't favor me. Don't favor me, because my discretion in macroeconomics is not as strong as my discretion in price action. Okay, so know the difference. Okay, Zephram saying, is Biden coming out tomorrow to take credit for lower inflation or damage control? Man, that is a good question. I have no idea. So yeah, guys, I think this is a huge bull trap. Okay, that's just my personal take. But if this is really prepping what we're thinking of, I mean, guys, AMC it runs in sympathy a lot of the times. Okay, so this thing, my first take profit would literally be between the 4.236 and the 4.618 at 645 from our current position, from $5. So great trade here, but I don't think that's it. This is let me give you a little hint here too, okay? if we're gonna face a downside, here's a little hint to where we're gonna go. Okay, this there's the potential, guys. I'm still long AMC. Okay, it's been a long time since I've seen my $8,000 be worth over $1,000. Okay, so just know that I don't want it to go down. I want this thing to continue to the upside, but just so you can see just how vulnerable this is to the broader markets. It'll show you that when we start a bull cycle, this thing will likely rip just like the SPY will and just like everything else. Okay, but back in the day when Arca was like the gnarliest ape in the world, oh my goodness, when he was not Arca. So in this case, we can actually see the hint touching down at about $4.24 before finding a bounce. Okay, and then we could move along onwards and forwards, and we could see. Okay, onwards and upward may actually be limited to tomorrow to about I would say about tops 527 to about 540. Okay, so 527 to 539 would be my essential short position opening. Okay, but I can't short because I don't have the money, guys. I would do long puts, which actually helps the company. You know, they going long on puts. It's like going long on live shares, right? But just betting the downside. But nonetheless, it is. I am definitely thinking that it could be at that 514 or no, yeah. I think I'm gonna favor the 1.618 and the 140 level. Okay, so the 540 level, but particularly to 537. That would be the absolute best case scenario that AMC would hit in the next weeks, okay, before facing an immediate flash crash and then a recovery. But that's going to take some time, guys. Be very careful. I don't want this to go back down. I obviously have a huge stake on this, so but I'm being realistic here, and I'm just looking at the markets, just not ready, guys. We're not ready for this, okay? And I mentioned this in the last live ticker. I said that our recovery for the broader markets, and you're not gonna believe this, but I found a picture from my macro analysis on the Nasdaq, on the NDX. I found a picture from a year ago when I was starting to read charts, and I started to notice patterns that I had never noticed before in my head. So I said that the recovery for the broader markets, including the Nasdaq, would not happen until after September 2023, based off of just charts. And I'm talking about, this is 5-month-old me. You know, I was already looking at. I was like, guys. I told my brother and I told my other friend who trades. I told him, guys, if this is the case, if we're starting this capitulation from November, I was like, I think the Nasdaq is not going to repair, and I made this whole calculation. It was a very weird way of calculating things, even when I see it now. And I said we're going to be in a bear market till 2023 and not recover until after September. And that's honestly what I'm still looking at. I'm still looking at maybe the Fed starting to slow down and start to maybe become a little more dovish towards the middle to the end of this year. So it's incredible how I was already looking at that, but that's what I mean by discretion, okay? My discretion for price action is a little stronger than it is for macroeconomics, okay? But it's interesting that it's meeting halfway right now. So again, guys, that's my best case scenario for AMC. I don't see this continuing to the upside yet. It's not quite ready. Unless just some crazy catalyst happens to where Elon buys AMC, then of course we're gonna rip, okay? And everything Arca said went to the trash. Anyway, that is it for ticker symbol AMC. All right, so let's go ahead and now just jot down that we have taken over that. So Sebastian, let me go ahead and take a look at ticker symbol INM. Who is in INM? My goodness, man, that was another interesting one to look at. I think I charted. Oh yeah, I did. I charted it about 2 days ago, and I was telling you guys in the beginning of the stream that I wanted to release today, but I actually couldn't. My son, he actually woke up from his nap 39 minutes early. Those 39 minutes were so needed, and that's why I released the videos in the order in which I did. I released first the COSM and GTII. And then, like a couple hours later, I released Thank you, Mark. I got him, man. Perfect, bro. Oh yes. And then I released the CV and L. Man, it was just my son gave me a little run for the money. Anyway, so let's go ahead and look at ticker symbol INM. Okay, so we'll absolutely take a look at that. Let's see, INM. I know I have a bunch of. Actually, let me see. I think I have them loaded already. Let's see. Yes, I do. Thank goodness. So let me just go ahead and hide this window here and open up this one right over here. So let's see. See, I have so many guys. I have like I have a very old laptop in front of me, and then my main system, right? That you're looking at here, and my new laptop that I bought for $200 for somebody who really needed rent money. It's a 2014 MacBook Pro 15 with the dual graphics and an i7 and 16 gigs RAM. You know, it's got a 500 gig SSD in it. So I got it for $200, but the battery sucks, and I know how to replace them, so it's all good. So these three computers, the three computers are just maxed out in tickers in every trading view that I have. All of them are just like this. Just all of them. Oh, man. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into INM. What is going down with this one, man? I remember I charted this for a specific move to the upside. So I really wanted to get to this one today, guys. And I hate that I didn't because it could be preparing for something interesting here. But I'm not. Let's just go ahead and go over it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jot down the time for INM, and that's going to be at, let's see, 11:55 p.m. Guys, this is actually going to have to be my last ticker, but I am going to load up the next ones, including Mr. Zur. I know he was asking me for that ticker ICU. Is it a joke? I hope it's not a joke, man. So we're going to load up that ticker ICU in tomorrow's session. Okay, you guys. Also, I do have EVFM, HLBZ, IMPP, and also I will continue with yours, Mr. Zur. I'll absolutely look into it tomorrow. And I also have the rest for Sebastian Lim. Sebastian, I'm gonna check your INM right now, my bro. So let's and then I will continue FNGR. And the other one, what was it? What was the other one? Wolf, right? Oh, yeah. I remember it was Wolf. And yeah, we'll look into those tomorrow, my dude, as I do need to get to my son because mom has to get ready for work. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start off with the statistical side of the analysis. Okay, you guys. So this is very important to notice. Ticker symbol INM officially starting. What time did we say? 11:50. Let's go ahead and adjust it to 11:56 p.m. Okay, so INM. The statistical side of the analysis, guys. There's not much information. I wish there was more. I know that it's been trading since about 2013, but my point to this is that the signal was fired on the 5-day and not in any other time frame. Okay, so I've actually ran a back test of volatility versus momentum, and volatility represented by this indicator BBWP. Momentum by stochastic momentum, okay? So if you guys want to open up a TradingView account, they have the free subscription as well for you to check it out. So definitely, guys, please do so, as I'm an accepted affiliate, and they could help me out, and you could help me out with my trading future. But anyway, you guys, let's take a look at this. Particular to the back test of volatility versus momentum, anytime that we have expanded volatility into the critical volatility zone, which I consider to be anything within the 90 percentile, and started a contraction phase from that critical volatility alongside momentum still pitched to the upside. I've actually gathered a few iterations, and the iterations came back with a nice result, except there's not many. Okay, so in this case, total 6 iterations, and then 4 of which were guessed correctly to the upside. And now that gives us an average upside accuracy of about 66.67%, with an average upside thrust of about an 86.34% over the span of about 25 and a quarter days. And this is proof of work here. Okay, so if we were to apply the 86% move to the upside, That puts us at a resistance range right near the 3.618 Yoda zone per cal, and the implied or the statistical target of about $4.29. Okay, so I guess in this case I could probably run, because there's so little iterations, I could probably run a first standard deviation to see what the lower end and what the higher end would be of 92% of those results, right? So in this case, this is my range. This is my range that I'm looking at per geometry and statistics, okay? With physics. Sorry. Anyway. It's very particular too, because we have test number 1, 2, we have test number 3, and we're now on test number 4 of the newly converted resistance into support and this descending channel. Okay, so on the last video that I released for INM, I said I'm expecting a drop to between this zone here, and it did happen. It happened almost exactly to it. Okay, and why did I suggest that? I suggested this zone here because of the 0.618 at 201. Also because of the newly converted resistance into now a support, and also because of the prior candle iterations, particular to these, So I meant to put it up here, but I put it down here because, we always want to give a little wiggle room. That's more discretion at play, okay? But my primary target was just to the newly converted resistance into support, so that we can test it and validate it as a true area of support before a continuation to the upside, okay? So in this case, we can see that we absolutely touched that support zone and rejected it as per expected. But now let's validate with momentum. Okay. So this was I prepped this today. Actually, this was the video that I was going to release today, but I couldn't do so. So you're getting this as though it was prepped for like a video that I usually put out. So for those 70 of you who are still here, you're catching INM as I meant to release it today, like I always do. Okay, so in this case, we have printed 1, 2. They're really close to each other. So you're looking at the dot here, the blue dot. 1, and then this one here, 2, 3, and 4. These are 4 drives, and they're long. Okay, they're really long. So this is actually backing some upside. So these are 4 drives of phantom regular bullish divergence. Okay, phantom why? Because we need a cross price action to get from point A to point B. So see all this price here, and also all of this RSI nonsense here that we had to actually get through. So that creates a phantom drive, and they're regular bullish divergence because it consists of the opposition of price action versus momentum. In this case, we are looking at higher lows in momentum, lower lows in price action. Here's a diagram for your convenience. Okay, so this is literally what I put up so you guys can see how the divergences can be made. Okay, you guys. So now what I want to do is open up, and it's already in play, which is good. Okay, so but I'm worried about this little pivot here, but it doesn't matter. We're going to continue validating now. Let's look at a multi-pane so that we can understand the true bias behind what we have going here. Okay. I love that it's all prepped like this. It's literally prepped for my videos. I love it. I'm sorry. I'm being really weird. So we can see that we have, let's see. Let's open up the immediate short term, just like always. Okay. Immediate short term upside continuation. Okay. But we do have an upside continuation on the buy daily as well. But why do we have the 6 hour to the downside with a very close support? That made me curious, and I'm wondering if this is just something that it may be needed to catch up. But let's look at the upper term. Okay, so 12 hour still suggesting upside, and now the daily looks like it's losing a little strength. So does the buy daily, and then the 3-day also losing a little strength too. So, but notice that the 5-day is pivoted upward, and the weekly upward, and arguably the bi-weekly too. So this means that there's a lot of indecision happening within this asset. Okay, right now in particular, guys, the CPI data. So there is a little bit of indecision within INM right now, but the overall upside that I'm looking for may start in the following week, not next week. I'm talking about the following week. So if we're going to face some upside in the immediate short term, We can, okay? So now where would be that upside? I'm not talking about a huge upside because we're talking about the bi-hourly at being at maxed upside, okay? So if we're looking at upside in the immediate short term, I am definitely looking at this. Let's load up those SMAs just in case, okay? I want to make sure to have that bias correct. Okay, and we don't have anything there. Let's see if the EMAs have something there. If they don't, then I'm just gonna rely on geometric targets. Okay, so we actually don't. No problem. The most obvious target here is to recoup our daily candle, right? So the most obvious target would actually be the upper side of today's highs, meaning about $2.76. Okay, if we do have an impulsive move to the upside, I'm talking about just in the immediate short term, the best case scenario, an absolute best case scenario, and I'm going to jot it down here, would be the 1.272 at 288 to about 1.618 at $3.24. Okay, so that's overall what I'm looking at for tomorrow, and that's kind of a huge lift, okay? Because let's see, 229 and 230, so it did come up a little bit in the after hours. So I'm talking about only 1 cent. So there is the potential of facing the upside, likely within this area here. Okay, followed by a continuation to the downside and reloading in this area yet again before an upside continuation. Okay, but the stats are still suggesting that upside, and also remember that the stats are based off of a 5-day period. Okay, so it's going to take a long time, and we just printed our new candle just recently. Still have about 5 days, 13 hours to close it. Okay, so that means that in 5 days and 13 hours, we're going to see the next kink here, either to the upside or downside. So we have a lot of time to play with right now. Okay, you guys. So this is why I'm saying that this is likely going to take a lot of time for us to reach that upside move. INM is a good play, but it is lengthy. Okay, so there are other plays that can be played in the shorter term. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying that it would likely give the swing traders some type of a play. You know, the swing traders can absolutely find an area for them to rely on, or to look at a future trade, right? So if you guys can sit behind a trade for days and days, then you know this is your type of play. Wait for. Don't get faked out. Do not get faked out into this area. Okay, this is going to be likely a bull trap. And then we can face a downside continuation because we are on that fourth test. Everybody thinks it's going to go to the moon, but no. Okay, we need to mind our macroeconomic situation too. Okay, you guys. So it's very dangerous right now in every ticker. Okay, everything is posing some danger. Okay, so I want you guys to be very careful. Please know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate as just a form of entertainment. Okay, you guys, I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. I appreciate all of the donations that you guys did tonight. It's very kind of you. My moderators always keeping it real in here. Hound, Cal, Samantha, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys, so I'll make sure to take a look at some other tickers for sure tomorrow. Remember, guys, the schedule for live streams, okay? I'm thinking of streaming Sunday, Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, okay, you guys? So we'll make sure to continue on our analysis and making good for the community, okay, you guys? So Zephram saying thanks for the advice. Going long on ICUP tomorrow. Zeph, kill it, my bro. Besso Amy, have a good night. Tony Rodriguez, have a very good night. And yeah, a lot of people looking at that Zella Hound. We have to take a look at it next time. Mark Roach, thank you so much for all your help, my bro. I really appreciate you. And Todd, what's up, man? Have a good night. Candace, thank you for stopping by. Man, you guys, I love you all. Steve, Mr. Zer, Besso Amy. All right, you guys. Leo, thank you so much for that donation, my bro. Really appreciate you. My power lifter, I actually never saw you in here, man. I hope you're still in so you can hear me say goodnight. Jimmy Sam saying goodnight, of course, you guys. Please be very careful on the markets tomorrow as volatility is going through the roof, okay? Dangerous times tomorrow, guys. Be very careful, all right? So, now, guys, I wish you well. I wish you a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell. Mañana. Adios.